What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? I am your host, as always, Cyrus the Looney. Joining me in the commentary booth is the ever-legendary iGoat BP for this historic card, brother. Primetime 79, NM Smudger up against Dino TT. Of course, Smudger trying to set some records out here, Goat, and Dino plans to put a stop to all of that right here, right now.
Yeah, man, and just taking an overlook at the entire card, just from the prelims all the way up to the main event, we really do have a really stacked card today. I mean, we have a lot of banger fights. Just for instance, to lead us off tonight, I mean, we're going to have Bang Bang versus Hammer. I mean, what do you think about that fight overall?
Honestly, brother, I know we spoke a little bit before the stream went live, but that fight, I would have loved to have seen that, a little bit later down the line. These guys are... top flight competitors that have really like contrasting styles. LW Hammer, just one of the kind of most recognizable grapplers on the game, has a lot of accomplishments behind his name. And of course, B3 Bang Bang, the exact same, but on the other side of the equation, brother. He comes to throw those hands and puts it on the best of them. So, like you said, it's a bigger card than normal. No Friday fight night yesterday, so we crammed some extra fights onto this one, and it's made for one hell of a setup, bro. One hell of a setup. Talking about this entire things, of course, championship main event, PlayStation for the NM Smudger up against Dino TT. Got the co-main event for what many herald as the pound-for-pound GOAT in Trickzzy. He holds records that Smudger is actually just around the corner from breaking. If he gets through Dino and gets one more fight as a W, he's actually tying for Trickzy's overall record, 12 fights in a row. So, these guys, they're neck and neck for making history, but we've got a lot of fights to go before that, my man, and I think that, as you rightly said, this first fight is one hell of a banger, so we're not going to waste any time at all, and we're going to get straight across into it. LW Hammer, my man, up against Bang Bang himself. I expect big things, bro. Welterweight is one hell of a weight class for both guys and their styles. Like I said, very, very contrasting in the way that they approach it. I'm sure you've seen these guys, especially, I know you've seen Bang Bang in the past, but...
Yep. Had a little encounter with Bang Bang. It didn't turn out too well for me. So we're going to see what he can do with Hammer. But I also know a lot about LW. I was in LW at one point, so I know that they're ran by a good group of guys. They really stay on top of their game. So I'm very curious to see where this fight goes, seeing I've been beat by Bang Bang and I've been a part of LW. So let's see what happens here.
For sure, man. LW, they really produce some fantastic fighters. And Hammer has gone in there with an established name already. So I can only imagine that he's added some, really, really kind of... nice ripples to his game. I will say that this first round it's where it's all at. Bang Bang is not wasting any time. They ain't going to touch gloves. They're going to get straight to it. Hammer needs to mind all of his P's and Q's not to get walked down early. Of course, do you think that the wrestling threat of Hammer maybe is going to affect that forward pressure of Bang Bang, make him a little bit? No, I didn't think so, bro.
No, I don't see it. I mean, maybe if Hammer can show he has a dominant top game, but I think he's going to have to show that the ground game is serious first. I think until he lands that takedown and until he gets some control time, Bang Bang's just going to be coming forward. And when you're using McGregor, you got that touch of death in that left hand. I believe he has a 5-star teep to the body. I mean, he's just a great character to move forward with and pressure. And we're seeing it off rip as Hammer gets a takedown there. So now we're going to see if he can play into his cards, play to his advantage here.
This is actually massive for him with so much time in this first round left to go, 3 minutes 30 on the clock. For him to get a takedown like that, obviously it's not done yet. He has to secure this. But Bang Bang isn't, adverse to grappling. He just likes to throw those bones out here, Goat. So, don't kind of count him out, but obviously where Hammer wants to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. We already see Bang Bang getting up, and I'm not sure if I'm Hammer, if that's a good sign for me. Maybe gives him some confidence to keep coming forward, knowing he can get up.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously stuck to him, though. The one thing I will say about Hammer is that he is not a guy that gets dissuaded by his opponents getting up. He chain wrestles, kind of compare him to maybe like a Khabib sort of type of wrestling where he will chain one after another, because he knows that this is his wheelhouse and that if he can get his opponents to the mat, his odds of winning that fight just absolutely kind of skyrocket, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like you said, he chain wrestles, and he's already gotten 2 takedowns in the first round, and we still have 1 minute and 45 seconds left. So still a lot of time to make things happen. Bang Bang's up again, so I'm expecting Hammer to look for that third takedown of the round.
Yeah, it's, as you can see though, every takedown that he gets, I feel like it kind of almost lights an extra bit of a fire under Bang Bang's ass, because he you know, he doesn't want to get taken down, and he wants to make full advantage, or take full advantage of the times that he spends on the feet. But with that being said, Hammer's looking to try and counter with some body shots that are been relatively nicely timed, and they could play a factor later in the fight, go with the stamina of Conor McGregor, because you know, his cardio is not the best.
For sure. And I think when you're playing somebody as good as Bang Bang, who has that type of power in them hands, using a character like McGregor, who does have weakness, I would attack that stamina the same way Hammer's doing. But we actually see Bang Bang flip positions here. Gastelum going for a submission.
Yeah, like I said, he's not adverse. Oh, he's not like completely out of the water on the mat. The submission isn't going to be there, but obviously it's going to stack up for Hammer. And for my money, I don't really know. I think that the damage is probably leaning in Bang Bang's favor, just because of the little bursts and flurries on the feet. But I ain't even sure of it, to be honest with you, God. I feel like maybe the grappling and the couple of kind of worked in shots that Hammer was able to get may have edged him that round.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't see too much distinct difference in damage on the feet. Of course, I think Bang Bang did land a couple more shots, but nothing major. Are already getting a takedown less than 20 seconds in this round. That's big. He is proving your point where you said he loves to chain wrestle. He's proven that, but Bang Bang is taking full top mount.
Yeah, Conor McGregor and Bang Bang obviously working on that jits, and as you can see, the ground and pound is a little bit different. When he gets an opportunity, man, he lets those hands fly. He doesn't have to be standing up to do so either. I would imagine he's going to want to separate, but sometimes, I've said this in the past, Code, you know, if you're somebody like Bang Bang where you want to strike and you've got a guy that's just chain wrestling on you, it almost makes sense to, you know, take that top control when you can, to try and like almost put them off it or stack some time up in your favor. Of course, he doesn't want to do it for too long, but I feel like not rushing it was definitely the right move by him.
Oh, 1000%. Just to show somebody whose game plan is to wrestle you, to show them that I can hold my own, I can do damage to you as well. I think that's very important. But like you said, not to stay too long. You don't want to get caught into a reversal, flip out. Now you're on bottom. Bang did a good job there, but now already Hammer's already got him back on the ground. Yeah,
he's working that body as well. Once again, attacking the body seems to be one of the mainstays of his approach here this evening. Nice little lead kick. He's definitely been working some guys in the back. I don't know if these are previous reads, but this fight was actually only made maybe like 20 minutes ago, half an hour ago, something like that, so they didn't have a massive amount of time to prepare for each other. But being the veterans of the community that they are, they have likely seen everything that their opponent has to offer, you know, around the esporting platform, and probably knew what they brought to the table. These are like polarizing styles, right? Really, really grappling heavy, really, really strike heavy.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I think everyone knew coming into this one, like we was talking about before the fight starts. You got Bang Bang with the elite striking, you got Hammer with the wrestling, and it's just a collision of two forces, and we're going to see which one's going to come out on top today.
It's been incredibly active in the grappling exchanges. A lot of changes of positions, working himself back to the feet. You can see it has a little bit of an effect on Conor McGregor's stamina, but like, honestly, knowing the way that Bang Bang fights, that this actually may have saved him a little bit of stamina, because he's being forced into being a little bit more conservative on the mat, and you know, he's normally kind of emptied his gas tank by now, and his head health, or the head health of his opponent, is basically gone. But I said, oh my god, I was going to say Leloh, but he's all over it, brother. Goes for that spin kick, and with zero stamina, stops the takedown.
Man, that was dangerous, but with only less than a minute left, the worst that could have happened, you get knocked out. But I guess in his mind, the worst that could have happened, take a shot, maybe get taken down. Yeah. Only got 15 seconds left in the round, though, and I do think Bang Bang has secured this one with that ground and pound that he did early on in the round. Ooh, that could have been dangerous there, though. Yeah, that could have been very dangerous.
It could have been, brother. It could have been, and that's one thing that I'm sure that Hammer is working on in his game, is the ability to capitalize on some of those opportunities. I actually didn't get to see the statistics there, but one of the rounds he had quite a significant strike advantage, but he gets rocked in the third, my man. Bang Bang putting it on him, trying to separate him from his consciousness, taking the judges out of it. He isn't a guy that likes to go to decision at the best of times, bro, and he doesn't plan on starting right here. Oh my god!
Oh, and he gets him out of there in the beginning of the third, 32 seconds in the third round, he finds the finish. Bang Bang with the big win over Hammer. Wow.
Look, much respect to both guys. I actually, I really like what both guys do in this octagon. I know that they're really opposing styles, but they're fantastic competitors. They're always there, to fight. They'll fight anybody, anytime. They met each other, early on in this card, but later down the line, this is the type of fight that could have potentially been a main eventer, and I have to say Bang Bang rose to the occasion. He showed his ability to anti-grapple here this evening, was able to neutralize some of that threat, and as you rightly said, Goat, where, the opportunities when he had them, he let them fly. That ground and pound was beautiful, and I think it set up the hands in that third. It kind of chipped at the head health enough for him to just kind of let it all fly and take him out.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for sure. And it's like you said, to show somebody that you can, not immediately get up, take your time on the ground, take some good positions on the ground the way he did. He took top mount, threw some ground and pound. I agree with you. I think that definitely set up the third round for that head rock, which led to that finish.
Well, this one starting off with a bang, excuse the pun, but I expect big things for the entire of tonight's event, my man. The card, like I said, we were not short of fighters here this evening, with it only being one event, and a lot of guys had to kind of go to the uned that would normally make the live portion. So I mean, if you didn't make the event, it wasn't anything personal. It's just there's a lot of competition here this evening, my man. And up next is actually two guys that have kind of recently started off the season, but they're on winning records, and that's between Theo J and Merciless. Merciless is 1-0. I don't actually have Theo J's record. I think he may be the same. I think he's 1-0 at the moment, maybe 2-0, but they're ready to go, bro. They're ready to go. I think this is another one. Couple of changes around here this evening, but with Theo J in particular, I've seen this guy fight in the past. He's one of the guys that kind of follows a lot of people within the community, which is active striking, and I haven't personally called Merciless. I don't know if you've come across him, in the past, but being on the Xbox side, I'm assuming not. He's going somebody like Kevin Gaslam, and as we saw in the last fight, people who pick Kelvin, they're either like guys that like boxing, or they just love to mix up the grappling, because he's a great pick for that grappling mix-up, especially with the 4-star restrictions that are in place here on the prelims.
For sure. And one thing I was going to say just about the previous fight, you said, I believe, that it would have been great to see Bang Bang and Hammer later on in the season. And I 100% agree with that. Having Hammer with a guy like maybe Kobe versus maybe Leon, having them able to get them big star fighters. Yeah. Hopefully we get to see that matchup in the future. But today we got Theo, we got Merciless, Honor versus Gastelum. Let's see what happens.
Not wasting any time, brother. No, I completely agree with you. They will match up down the line for sure. This one right here, honestly, it's one of the kind of sleeper fights on the card for me. I don't 100% know what to expect, other than what I'm kind of gauging from their fighter picks. And as I thought, Merciless does want to mix in the grappling, and I think that if you're up against a Conor McGregor, regardless of weight class, it's a smart move. You've got to attack that stamina. You've got to be able to get him off his A game, which is planting that left hand square on your face.
For sure, man. I mean, even at welterweight, where Conor may not have the high power, I believe it's still 96 power. That's still damaging, but his ratings are so high in terms of the move. He has like 4 stars. He's getting pounded right here by Gastelum.
Yes, sir. Goddamn,
man,
Merciless.
moves into top mount.
He's a minute and a half in, bro, and he is just absolutely raining down holy hell on Conor McGregor right now. Theo J having all he can handle early. Has to weather this storm, though. There's 3 minutes left on the clock, and these guys, they fucked themselves for 5 rounds, my man. They've got 3 to get it done. I think that's maybe why Merciless is coming out the gate so hot, though, because he
take him out quick.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get to that 4th round, because it ain't there. It ain't there. The crucifix, though, should he get back in that position, could be money. He was doing great work from side control, and at least personally, I find crucifix is just a very, very easy position to stabilize on. The longer you're in it, the easier it is, and of course, only 2 directions to go. But Conor McGregor back on the feet. 2 minutes to go. But he's getting the hands as well, man. He's getting the hands as well.
I say, he's getting ate up with the hands, too. But we're going to see. We got to give him the rest of the round. He's been on the ground for the last 3 minutes. He's got 1 minute and 45 seconds or so to really make an impression on this round. But he's getting caught on feet as he gets hurt.
Yeah, Kelvin obviously here to here to kind of shake off that last one, get those hands going. The 1-2 seems to be the setup, and Theo J read it perfectly. Slip counter.
Man.
Woo!
We've been talking about it every single McGregor pick, man. The power McGregor possesses is not a joke, man. He catches you at the right time. You will feel it, you will get hurt, or you will drop.
Yeah, there's not too many chins that can stand up to that left hand of Conor McGregor. Decides to continue to rain down ground and pound and force Merciless back to his feet, make him work for it. I think that's a smart move. Theo is taking the opportunities as they come, because of course he had some difficulties early on in the round, but I don't know, but I think that big moment may have even just stole him this round. Never freaking mind, brother.
Maybe not. These two are going at it in this first round.
Yeah, it's like zero feeling out process, right? Zero. I like it. There was no record going into it, so when I see guys kind of with zero feeling out process like this, it makes me feel like, you know, this is because of their own confidence to adjust in the moment, their own confidence in their skills, in their abilities, and you know, they're taking risk obviously to do that, but it's setting up for one hell of a fight. I mean, that was an entertaining first round, multiple rocks, you know, multiple knockdowns, and I think Kelvin got it, bro, but I actually don't know. I don't know. I think he did. He got multiple stuns, but he didn't get a knockdown, whereas Conor got the one stun, one knockdown, right? So I don't know how they judged that.
Yeah, I was about to say that one could have went anywhere. We have J Dom saying that Conor stole that round. I'm kind of leaning with you. I think maybe because of Kelvin's early wrestling, as he gets the early rock here in round 2, less than 10 seconds in, he's already hurt somebody.
Yes, sir. Well, judges are not going to be coming into the equation here this evening. I can promise you that. If Theo J was to stop trying to land that elbow and maybe switch it up with the pull straight, pull hook, he may be able to get Merciless out of this relatively quickly. But he continues with it and gets caught. Ah, bro, he seems to love those elbows, but they are not doing him any favors.
Badly right now. You're 100% right. Why did we say that and he freaking lands it?
Bro, you throw 10, you're going to land 1, I suppose, right? But like, he's... Good move from Merciless, though. I mean, obviously gets caught, and he just recognizes the moment. He was up in the round, gets caught a little bit, takes it back to the mat, slow it down, 3 minutes 40. Doesn't want to slow it down too much, but if I've seen anything from Merciless, it's he's active on the mat. I mean, he's constantly throwing those hands, whether it be these bunny shots or some slicing elbows from positions like side control.
Oh, for sure. He's already shown he's not a lay and pray type of grappler. He's trying to move. He wants the big positions. He wants to put the damage on you. And we've seen McGregor's already been compromised earlier in that first round, but he flips the position here and he's got top half guard.
Yeah, good composure from Theo J to stay the test of time to overcome some early adversities, but he wasn't able to hold it. The jiu-jitsu of Conor McGregor not standing up right there, but the activity is good. He has to stop this back take, and he doesn't. That's, I know that shows a little bit of a kind of... Shows he's a little bit green on the mat for my money, bro. That's a position that you should ideally be starting. Now he's in the top mount, though, and the ground and pound is flying.
This is looking good, and he's out of there. Gets smashed. Gets his face just smashed in at the end there. Goodness.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... that's what Hammer was trying to do in the last one, right? The ground and pound was relentless, and I feel like Merciless, he wasn't getting a lot of denials in, but he was taking, like, full kind of advantage of any position that he had. If he was in side control for 15 seconds, he was throwing at least 6-7 elbows to to cut up and to kind of temper that head a little bit of Conor McGregor. And ultimately, when he got the top mount, fuck, man, he let those hands fly. That's what you like to see on the mat, right? The activity, brother.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's like I said earlier, kind of like Hammer, how Hammer's a chain wrestler. Hammer just wants to continue going. That's exactly what he showed, man. Not only can I beat you on the feet, but if you start winning on the feet, I'll take you down, I'll wrestle you, I'll get you where I want, and I'll put it away. That was a good performance there.
Hells yes. Well, Merciless, I'm sure we'll see him back better than ever in his next one. Currently 2-0 after that one, and doing so relatively nicely. I mean, I think the performances like that are perfect opportunities. There are things to take away from it, both positive and negative for him. Of course, he saw some things that his opponent did that maybe give him a little bit of troubles, but a lot of it was successful. And when you're able to turn up and you're able to get a W, even when you're kind of met with that sort of adversity, it's a true opportunity for for, the mixed martial artists to level up and to recognize where they need to go next. But 2-0 is a perfect start for him, and of course there's a lot of opportunity that comes with that undefeated record here in Primetime MMA. But with all of that being said, we have another two, what I can only describe as savages, stepping into the cage, and that is STLK Ballon, the one and only, ranked number 24 in the PlayStation division, up against BWC James. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'll get it from the back in a moment, but I think James is of a similar record. I think he may be slightly below Ballon, but obviously being around that top 20 sort of level in the PlayStation division is no easy feat, to say the least, Goat.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've known Ballon personally. I used to train with him a lot, do some spars with him, and Ballon is very solid on the feet, very aggressive, at least back when I played him, because he did me the same way Bang Bang did me. He walked me down, and he smashed my face in. So I'm curious to see what James can do with that pressure, if Ballon still brings that type of forward pressure. I really haven't seen him perform in a couple of months. I haven't been too invested in the community. Apologies on that. So I'm very, very curious to see what he can do tonight.
No, it does. Bro, sometimes you can't keep track of all of the events. There's a lot of these fights going on, right? But I will tell you one thing. If I have seen anything with Ballon, he is not cut off at, that elk. He isn't a boring fighter. I don't think that there's a coach in this world that could get him to change his style, and I believe that he brings it, much like he always has. But I have to put it out there, the pick of Machida, my man. You don't see too many of those. Maybe Caliber has picked him in the past. Obviously, James feeling confident. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult fight up against somebody like Till, though, that's so long, so powerful, and can match his speed in this weight class.
Yeah, that's the thing. Till can match that speed, especially with his hands. He has an extremely fast 1-2, and I'm not sure if he's looking to throw leg kicks with Machida, but I do know Darren Till has steel checks, so that's something to keep in mind if he plans to start working those legs.
100%. The one thing I will say that's, oh my, that could have been a big moment for James. I was going to say the jumping kind of front kick, right? The jumping, switching front kick, crane kick to the face. That's one thing that a lot of Machida players use to their advantage. And if with these leg kicks, that actually sets them up quite nicely. I imagine that James is aware of it, and so is Ballon. But they are right now playing the kind of game of footsie very, very well. In and out movement, as you can see, lots of back and forth, especially from Darren Till. Ballon trying to pull big misses like that. And the more he can do that, the closer he gets to that W.
Oh, for sure. And I don't know if anyone else just noticed that lead hook followed by the right hand that Darren Till threw, but it's very similar animation to Connor. I mean, he throws it very, very quickly, and it's very snappy, and it does a lot of damage. So in the way I've already seen James whiff a spinning kick, same way with Ballon, whiffing the switch kicks there, that could be nasty. If he can time that lead hook with that right hand, it could be a big moment in this fight.
100%. I will say that the way that they're in and out right now is favoring Ballon quite considerably. He is being a little bit more evenly distributed in the way that he's approaching the output of the damage, the legs, the head health, and a little bit to the body. But stuff like that from James, with the kind of quick little flurries on the inside, the lead upper, they are money for him, because Darren Till is throwing kicks, and of course that sets up the vulnerability for some of the shots that he is employing.
Yeah, for sure. I've already seen Machida time a left hand over one of the leg kicks, similar to how he did John Jones in their real fight in that first round, timing his left hands off of the leg kicks. So I'm curious to see if he's going to continue to look to counter his kicks, because he's already got a little bit of damage to that lead leg. So if I was him, I would be looking to counter them leg kicks with that left hand. And I'm curious to see if Ballon notices this and adjusts that. Maybe throws a fake kick and throws a front kick behind it. Never know.
Yeah, exactly.
Some crazy stuff.
It's there's a lot of intangibles, especially with the shot selection that these guys have. And I will just put this out there. I saw Jay Dye mention it in the chat, and I thought I was wrong, but I ain't. Darren Till has been fighting in Orthodox for a lot of this fight. A little bit unusual, right? I'm sure he's Southie, bro, but yeah, maybe Ballon feels more comfortable in this position. He has changed it a few times. As somebody that has fought him in the past with yourself, is he a guy that likes to play that switch stance quite a lot? Does he like to kind of change those angles, or do you feel that he kind of favors the orthodox?
When I fought him, he swapped a good bit, but he was using Connor. So Connor out of southpaw is very, very dangerous out of southpaw compared to orthodox. Not that he can't put in work with orthodox, but every time I fought him, he has had a southpaw fighter, I believe. So he was always swapping back and forth.
Nice.
But shout out to JT Viper, subscribed at tier 1.
Hell yes,
shout out to Viper.
One of the OGs of the community, been around for a long time, showing up and showing out in his fights and in the chats for sure. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, go man, you're absolutely right. I love what I'm seeing from Balon right now. I feel like he's still got some danger standing across from him. James is timing some nice lead uppers in particular, and that switch kick is now connecting with money. But Balon's shot selection and his combos have actually been really, really on point coming into this second round.
And he was just continuing to wear and tear on that right leg. You just got him to switch stances. I'm wondering if he's going to start worrying about the left leg, or if he is already attacking it with that lead kick. So he's looking to tear down the base of Machida. Maybe if I was him, I would look. He is throwing the front kick to the body. I maybe would look for the roundhouse to the body as well. But overall, Balon has looked very, very clean so far, despite James finding a couple of spots.
Yeah, for sure. The left leg blinking like that, though, such a bad spot for him to be in. Of course, it's why he has switched the stance of Machida. But that, for my money, it's going to set up that lead hook of Balon so nicely. And of course, it's going to open up the roundhouse to the body for both guys here. They can just blast away with that and cause massive amounts of damage and attack the stamina at the same time.
Right as you said it, Machida stepped in with that roundhouse to the body. And right now, their staminas are kind of close. James has a little bit of a lead. Right now, with that hurt right leg, I would stay in conventional, and I would probably blast them shots to the body, see if I can't free one up to the head. If I'm James, I've already landed one roundhouse to the head. I would definitely be looking for another. But we're seeing these two, they're coming in, and they are just colliding.
It's actually a lot more of a brawl than you would anticipate from these two guys, right? Leloh Machida, Darren Till, incredibly technical fighters. But these guys, although they are being technical, they are letting it fly and taking some big risks. The lead head kick lands for Machida. He's been sneaking a few of them in there. And he seems to have had Balon kind of on the ropes on a few of the occasions here.
Oh, yeah. He's called him a couple of times, and you can see the head health, I believe, is a little bit of an advantage for Machida here. So nothing crazy, but we have seen Machida has put it and landed some shots. So going into this third round, there is no safe round, no coasting, because with their staminas where they're at and their head health where they're at, they're both going to be coming out firing in this third round.
100%. And Balon strikes me as a guy that understands kickboxing. I feel like he's now starting to look to set up the lead switch kick to the body on Machida. He was employing it a little bit earlier on. The switch, when he switches stance, never! But mind gets sat down at the end of round 2,
Wow. Well, that made that round a lot more interesting with the drop at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I said letting them fly for sure. Just the risk v reward in this fight. They're both letting it go. They're both choosing their moments to explode. I really don't know which way this is going for my money, to be honest with you. If I was in either guy's corner, I'd kind of be telling them that they need the finish at this stage. I don't know if you see it differently.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I was about to say. That second round I thought was balanced, and then all of a sudden he gets dropped with less than 10 seconds, and now it's like I have no idea who won. And he drops him with a mean combination. He just never stopped throwing.
This third round's danger round, bro. Everybody knows that you get those extra points for finishes in primetime MMA, so when you get to this third round, and especially when you're looking good like this with stamina, this is where you let go any kind of hesitations you may have had, or trying to conserve the stamina in the first and the second round is no longer here. And Balon turning it up.
Balon's turning it up. He's recognized his block. It takes about 2 shots to get that block going. He's just touching them, and then he's letting that combo rip, and Machida's just not quite able to evade these shots, man. And he gets rocked again. That 1-2, he sits him down again.
Jesus.
Oh, this might be it. Balon says, get up. Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, that may have been a smart move, to be quite honest with you. the jiu-jitsu of Machida is a little bit underrated. You know, you don't want to be down there with him for sure. Especially Darren Till. And, you know, he seems to be getting more and more success. This third round has been the standout round by far for Darren Till. He just has to be careful not to get overzealous and get caught on the way in. God damn.
Oh, he gets dropped. Oh, this might be it.
Mid. That straight was vital. He was basically out there, man.
Aaron takes the back. Wow, what a crazy third round. Right when we think one thing is going one person's way, the other person just changes it immediately.
Yeah, I feel like even after that big moment, he could still be a little bit behind in this fight. So, in the fight for James, that is. You know, he got the big knockdown there, but got caught a bunch of times in the first part of this round. Yeah. I genuinely do not know who is winning in this fight. I'd love to know what the chat thinks at this stage, to be honest with you, because this is one of those ones where I don't think either guy could be angry. There's still a minute left, don't get me wrong. They're going for the finish, but they're doing so well at surviving. It's been very impressive, not going to lie.
Oh, very impressive.
Never mind.
One thing I do agree with you. Oh, it's over. Oh, he smashed his head in. Oh, man. Machida taking the fight.
Yeah, mate.
With just 40 seconds left. Wow.
James turning up and turning out, bro. That is that is massive, my man. That was massive. Like I said, I don't know where that was going judge-wise. We're not going to get to see it now, of course. Sometimes emotions can flare highly. Ballon didn't want to hang around after that. And I feel it, bro. I've been there. I've been there, but
I definitely understand.
James, though, bro, that's a good ass win for him. He's you know, just beat rank number 24. I didn't get it from the back, but maybe I'll find out in a little bit. James, like I said, I think he was 1-0, maybe 2-0 going into this. So beating rank number 24, I feel like he's he's actually a debut. God damn, he took this fight on short notice. He is a debut, so that's a big ass win, bro. Beating number 24 in your debut.
And the prediction, nobody picked James to win. It was 100% Ballon.
Oh wow, I did not.
That's crazy.
Jeez. Lots of people losing out in their points, and I mean, he's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. Not that he's getting paid, but you know, it still stands. It sets us up beautifully. This fight, just kind of, let you know, this fight was meant to be the first fight of the main card. We moved it around just to help with the kind of be a little bit flexible about the timing of it. They weren't able to do that time, so we get it a little bit earlier on. And as we saw in the very first fight this evening, you're going to get to see high-level competitors all the way through this event. And going into this next one, these guys are in or amongst the top area of the league here, Goat. You've got KM Intro, which is currently ranked number 12 within Primetime MMA, a very, very active competitor. He's been putting it together very, very well. Him and the KM boys currently fighting, I believe, in the playoffs as well over in the ESFL. So, he's been truly putting in the work, pushing towards tonight, making sure his skills are all sharpened. But he is standing across from a rising talent in Winter XJ, who has picked up some big wins in the kind of short time he's been here. And it's a great opportunity for him to knock off another one if he's able to get through Intro here this evening.
Oh, for sure. And I could only let a smile off when I see the Poirier-Pettis fight. I love when these two go at it, especially at featherweight. Lightweight Poirier is insane, but having the human Poirier at featherweight going against Pettis, man, it's always a great fight.
That's a brilliant way to put it, bro. That genuinely is. It is the human version of him, because he's a little bit out of this world in that lightweight division. I agree, though. I feel like, especially in the hands of somebody like Intro, Pettis is just a really, really fun pick. There's a lot of tools that he can use, from the kind of taekwondo, the kickboxing, the straight up boxing, and with somebody like Intro, he mixes in lunging shots so well, and he can interrupt his opponents and just do wild ass shit like that.
Man, yeah, you called it. And there's a clear difference here. We're seeing Pettis, who's wanting to keep it kind of at kicking range, and Winter Poirier is just having none of that. Poirier is just constantly coming forward, but he's getting caught. He's already got caught with 2 jumping, spinning body kicks. And you can't take but so many of those. He already has a little bit of the body health gone. I mean, Intro, very early right now, but looking very, very good right now.
I'll be honest with you. I've called this guy's fight from maybe like 2 years, 3 years. this is the best he's ever looked. He's coming out on fire right now. He has not taken a step wrong. He has not won this fight by any, by any stretch. But his shot selection, his combinations, the way he's using his feints, his lunging shots to get the hit scan animations so that he can set up spin kicks to the body. It's beautiful to watch. But the power from Poirier is so present that you cannot allow your guard to drop even for a second, Goat. Even for a second.
Not a single second. And like you said, the power is present. Look at the difference in the head health and the body health on each guy. You see, Pettis has already got a little bit taken off from that head health. Poirier has some taken off from the head and the body. So we're really seeing here, even though it feels like we've seen Pettis land a whole lot more. Oh, and he lands the head with the flying knee. Oh, my goodness.
KM introspectively. He is absolutely tuning up.
Man, he's got, oh my goodness, these boys are brawling right now.
I mean, that's the way to do it if you Winter XJ, though, because right now Intro is styling out there. Go a little bit wild, use that power to your advantage, the straight into the lead overhand. The speedy animations are what's going to be needed, because if you're throwing anything a little bit off kilter, introspectively is going to read it and counter you hard, my man.
You're not lying at all. I mean, just... Even through his styles, as he gets another rock here, when he's styling and profiling, he's still making sure to stay out of the heavy shots. So I've seen him slip a lot of shots, and that's showing just in the stamina. I mean, they have an incredible stamina difference already in this first round.
Honestly,
Intro looks amazing so far.
Intro right now is reminding me of a more taekwondo-based version of I'm Cold-Blooded, and I know the KM boys know, kind of a lot of their styles kind of quite honestly came from those early days with I'm Cold-Blooded, the lunging shots and the like. He's doing it to perfection. It's been a while since I've seen somebody use it this efficiently. You see people use them. It's always a great technique, but the level in which he's doing it right now is steps above, and I feel like it's currently on Poirier to make that adjustment, because it's hard, but there are ways to counter it. Maybe a little bit too late, though.
Here, man, and what you said is 100% correct, man. There's levels to it. You see some people who use it and they're not using it efficiently. He's not overusing the pivot lunges. He's not overusing anything. I mean, he's just using everything as it flows. He's just letting it come to him. And it is on Poirier to make this adjustment. Either you got to go head forward first, you got to really, really start putting pressure on him, or you got to figure out some sort of offense in this kickboxing battle, because it's not working good right here as he gets rocked.
Yeah, and honestly, right now, the feints are coming out massively. He is about to set up something beautifully, bro. I can feel it. The beautiful destruction is imminent. But fucking hell, Winter with the lead over again. It's so dangerous, man. Even at this point, even though he's kind of getting, whipped a little bit right here, he has that Dustin power which can equalize the playing field at a moment's notice.
Oh, for sure, and that's not unrealistic as well. We've seen Poirier get rocked. We've seen him get hurt in real life as he gets hurt again. Look at the Justin Gaethje Poirier fight. Poirier got hurt, comes back to win that fight. Winner gets the spear takedown here. Maybe this could be that momentum shift for him. Pettis immediately takes full guard.
Yeah, and this is the thing about Pettis. He's very dangerous on the mat here because of the rubber guard for a few of the jiu-jitsu techniques that he has available. But quite honestly, I'm a little bit surprised we maybe didn't see this out of Intro a little bit earlier, because he would have had more stamina and would have been slightly in a better position to hold that. It was I don't know what just happened there. Sorry, it's playing back. I don't know if that came through, but yeah, no, he's kind of in a really tough position here, bro. Just the stamina is not looking great. Obviously, the power's still there, but Intro does just seem so dialed in. I don't see him making too many mistakes. So when they come his way, he needs to capitalize.
Yeah, 100%. And it's exactly like you said. I just don't see Intro making many mistakes in this fight so far. He's made very, very few, and they've been very minuscule compared. He gets that, oh my goodness, roundhouse to the head. I mean, he's doing everything perfectly so far.
He really is. He does get caught right there, and he has thrown a kick inside of boxing range on one or two occasions, but they're very, very few and far between, maybe once per round so far. Oh my, the uppercut's kind of exchanging. Yeah, Yeah, I know, it's getting spicy out here. Intro's putting out a lot, but because he's landing at such a high clip, he's kept that stamina advantage through the entire thing. I have to say, that running straight that he is doing with Pertis, fucking beautiful, bro.
It's beautiful, man. Everything he's using in this fight, it just looks so crisp. Like, it looks so good. He makes Pettis look phenomenal.
Yep.
And we got Merc saying he wants Anthony to start using some switch kicks to the body. He lands a switch kick to the body, and Poirier moves into that. With his health stats where he's at, that might be a body. Excuse me. Excuse me again. That might be a body rock.
Yeah, for sure, brother, for sure. He is like not been discriminating on when he's landing it. If you look at it, the head health and the body health is actually dead on equal as he gets another head stun going into the third and final round of this fight. He hears the fans calling out for it. The switch kick, bro.
Merc, he heard you. He heard you loud and clear as he's going for the finish here, and he takes Poirier out. Bro, another fast third round finish here, Kyrie.
It is it's the tale of the night so far, bro. The finishes have happened every single time in the third round. Yeah, they've all happened in the third round, basically. So that's a big win for Intro. The best he's ever looked. To say that, to say anything less would not be fair. This guy has truly stepped up. You can see that he has been putting in the work ahead of this weekend's fights that he and his team had set up. And I think that, quite honestly, it's really important. I don't know if you agree, Go, but I think it's really important to have a good team of competitors around you, both in terms of skill level and in terms of, kind of everything else that brings to it. They represent themselves very well. Both inside and outside of that cage, and it shows in the results that they get. It's not just Intro. This is like B3 have the block breaking forward pressure style. The KM have clean inputs, beautiful animations, different styles, whatever floats your boat. But that sort of what they brought to the table there, what he brought to the table, much like Caliber and stuff in the past, it's a thing of beauty, bro. It truly is. It's very, very hard for people to get to that sort of level, to get the inputs so clean with such little errors.
Man, for sure. And what Merck said, I kind of agree with that. That is the best Anthony Pettis I have seen in a long time. I mean, Intro 1000% impressed me. Shout out to Intro. That was a beautiful, clean performance.
Yeah, exactly right, brother, exactly right. Well, we are steamrolling through tonight's events, and up next we have two guys that are eagerly waiting to get into it. It will be You Don't Vape, also known as Vape, up against the one and only Kante, one of the more active competitors of this season. He has actually fought 12 times this season, Goat. 12 times already. That's a
12 times.
Yeah, I mean, even the champion has only fought 11. So he's fought 12 times, and he is ready to go, bro. He is fought killer's row when you're that active. Once again, I think we were talking about it before stream. We may have talked about it on stream, but when you're that active and you're you're going to get a good run. Maybe you get 4 or 5 runs on fights on a bounce, right? But then you're just fighting killer's row, and it can quite easily find those really, really kind of large records kind of getting demolished very quickly. And Kante's one of those guys. He gets a good couple of wins together, then he may get a loss back to back, and he's bouncing back from that right now and looking to really, really trying to put off that upcoming guy in Vape. He wants to push him back off the prelims, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. And I always love the Conor Jorge matchup, man. 2 strikers, so we understand what both men think they're good at. We understand where their game plan is, and we just get to see which one of these guys can implement their style the best.
For sure. I mean, Vape right now would be smart to try and attack the lead leg of Kante and just try to make him overextend. Kante utilizing the boxing combinations very, very well already in this first round, and he's playing kind of false pressure, Goat, walking forward, but then instantly circling. Oh!
Ooh.
And the taunt. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to watch this because these guys they're getting spicy quick, bro.
Yeah, and he's got McGregor in orthodox, so he's clearly more of an orthodox style fighter. So far, it ain't bothered him at all, man. He landed that hand plant roundhouse spinning kick like it was absolutely nothing. And these guys are just banging in the middle of the octagon right now.
If there was ever a flash KO that was needed, it was right there. I ain't gonna lie to you, but never mind. Oh. Kante with the combinations. Once again, Go just turning it up, and he's got that killer instinct. He's going to let the hands go and honestly blow through that stamina if needs be to get the finish.
Yeah, and with McGregor, if you can get him hurt and you can start rocking him early as he's done twice here in the first 2 minutes, it's almost worth it to try and take him out because you know McGregor's stamina is going to come down with yours anyway. And if you can get him out quick, you already have a head health advantage. Only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. We're only halfway through round one here, Cyrus, and there's already a clear head health advantage. And he gets dropped. Oh, man.
Yeah, that head health may not be there for much longer. Vape getting all he can handle and some more. Another short notice replacement for here this evening, and he is getting awoken to what these Saturday events are all around. He needs a good corner behind him to get their fighter composed, to get him calmed down in between the rounds if he can survive the next 1 minute 45, because Kante is here and he is out for fucking blood, goat. I mean, goddamn.
He's trying to take his head off right now. And so far, it's so good. I mean, he's got the head health advantage. He's pushing forward. He has control of the octagon. He's breaking his block down. I mean, so far, plan going to exactly how you planned it for Jorge.
Yeah, the game plan being executed perfectly so far. He's even trying to get these little step-offs after his combinations, making sure he's not taking pictures as the fight continues. But honestly, as much as the combinations are being chosen really, really well, the thing that is really allowing Kante in this fight to get ahead is its footwork has been phenomenal as he ducks.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah, he said, fool me twice, but the third time is on you, bro.
Man. See a little bit of tone here from Connor. Maybe trying to draw out some random aggressive acts from Jorge. Maybe get him, he gets dropped. Maybe get him throw that double flying knee, but Jorge's having none of that.
Look, that's the fourth taunt from Connor and the fourth knockdown for Jorge Masvidal. So that guy needs to stop taunting and start fighting. It would seem, for my money. I love the attitude, but it's hard, bro. It's hard. Like, maybe he's trying to play the mental warfare, like you said, but you've got to be careful, right? First time ever using him. This is the first time ever using Conor McGregor. Yeah.
I don't want to, I'm not better than anybody at this game, but I figured it may have been one of your first times using Connor. It's just, it seems a little off. I feel like you'd be better with some other characters, perhaps.
Yeah, but
because right now Jorge is he's just landing almost everything he throws right now.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I see Vape doing some good things, like the ducking kind of step offs and stuff like that. Kind of, I don't know, the UFC 4 version of an L step and so on. He is doing all of that, but just Kante. Honestly, this is the best he has ever looked.
Wow.
Oh, bro, that would have been a clip and a half. I would have loved him to get that finished. I ain't gonna lie. He is styling out here.
Yeah, he needs to be careful throwing that. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Well,
oh God, that's almost sent a shiver through my spine. I mean, Kante, 7-6, and the reverberations were felt around the octagon. He gets a W with spectacular combinations, footwork, all-round MMA IQ here this evening, GOAT. I'm sure he's going to be happy with that one. Like I said, he wanted to kind of push off the upcoming Vape, if you will. First time he was being on one of our Saturday events, and Kante decided that he didn't want to see him in or around his name anytime in the near future. All credit where he's due. I don't know if you agree, but I think that tonight, outside of the Bang Bang and Hammer, which were really close back and forth, right? One guy is just turning up tonight. I feel like some of these guys are putting in just whatever the next level is of preparation to get to this point.
1000%, man. Apart from that Bang Bang Hammer fight, it seems like round one has been kind of close for the most part. Round two, somebody makes an adjustment, and then boom, round three, somebody gets taken out. And Kante's definitely happy with that win. Moves him to 7-6. He's already number 25 in the rankings, so he should see a little jump up there. And just a great performance, man. I mean, he really looked clean. He didn't take much damage. It's exactly an ideal performance for Kante there.
No injuries sustained. I'm sure we will see him back next week. And he has set us up, I mean, as all of the fights have, beautifully for the next one. Primetime guarantee is strong on Primetime 79 here this evening. Up next, we have an Xbox Fight Goat. We have ranked number 26, DB. Dirty Boxing, I like to say. But Dirty Boxing concept, up against Vex's very own Blink. These guys are well known within the community now. They have top tier skills. 2-1 for Concept right now. Only dropped his fight to top level opponents. And Blink 1-0 in the divisions, ranks number 26 and ranked number 30. They are climbing their way up. They want to make those top 15s, and a big win here this evening could, allow them a really, really vital step to that, to that top 15 and the top 10 and beyond.
Yeah, 1000%. That's what I was going to point out. These guys are both in the top 30. They're both looking to advance into that top 25 and that top 20 spot. So I'm expecting both of them to come out here and really look on to put on their best performance they've ever put on here. Yeah,
it's a big spot. It's a big opportunity for them to, making these cards. That's one of the things, right, Goat? When you come into Primetime MMA, you have everybody's guaranteed a fight. You sign up, we'll get you a fight. Everybody gets a fight. We want everybody to be involved. But where you find yourself within the community is going to be based off your performances. And the cream rises to the top, or whatever that kind of old adage is. And we see these guys putting together brilliant performances. I feel like we see guys elevating their game week in, week out. This is a visible opportunity. We're getting towards the top end of the prelims. And, honestly, on another night, these guys would have probably been featured prelims or above. But it just kind of speaks to the volume of kind of competitors that we have on tonight's card, that they find themselves in this position, kind of fighting for that opportunity. Getting a great win here, like I said, it is a perfect spot to kind of call out some big names in the future. If you're Concept, you'd move yourself to 3-1. That's a top 15 record. If you're Blink, you're 2-0. You're probably top 20, maybe kind of breach just above from a 17, 18, kind of rough estimates right here, of course. But I feel like, especially where we are in the season, you're always like 2-3 fights away from being able to at least put your name in the hat for title contention. And I feel like that's a big thing. Things move quickly, especially at the beginning of the season.
Oh yeah, 1000%. And we already have people in the chat. We've got some people saying, bet your house on Concept. We have some clear people that's going for Concept here. Mm-hmm. I'm not counting either one of these guys out. I know Vex. I've seen them put in work. I know that they come ready. We got another Conor McGregor here. This is where one of these guys they want to eclipse into the top of the ranks here. This is where you put on that pivotal performance here. Another Masvidal, another McGregor. So we know they're going to be coming on the feet. Somebody's got to take it.
100%. There is actually like a loose connection between the DB and the Vex camp as well. They have kind of had crossovers of competitors and the like. Once again, they're used to fighting a little bit higher up in the card, so they've booked themselves for 5 rounds, but they have 15 minutes scheduled, so I imagine a quick start. Even without the rounds, to be honest with you, I would have expected a quick start from these guys, and I will tell you that I was not expecting that takedown, Goat, but it's kind of paid off for Conor McGregor right there.
Yeah, that one threw me off. I won't lie. I was not expecting to see a takedown shot. And if there was one, maybe if Conor or Jorge start steamrolling, we could see just a change. We are in MMA, so see a change in the fight. But I did not expect to see one in the first minute of the fight as we see Jorge throwing some shots here.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jorge's definitely going to have some grappling. He shed that flat or shed that house with Colby for too long not to know how to wrestle, but obviously his bread is buttered when it comes to boxing. But oh my god, that was close. I was going to say the same.
That knee was almost the end of the fight. Wow.
Oh, it would have been a quick one, my man. I was going to say the same about Concept, though. He's been in DB for a long time. He's been in DB since he was TMF, since they were TMF, as you can see by his name. One of the things that those guys do so well is their grappling defense is very, very much, their takedown defense, is very, very much up there, and they always bring it with the hands. They do have, for my money, some of the more underrated strikers within the community. They people sleep on them sometimes, but they have shown time and time again that they are able to deliver, just as Concept is able to do right there.
Man, yeah, and I already saw Masvidal's stamina blink one time. It was after a denied takedown, so maybe it's not that low, but seeing that stamina blink, if I'm Concept, even though we're only in round 1, I might start putting that pressure on, see if I can't force myself to have that stamina advantage, see if I can't, as he's doing right here, throwing shots to the body, making him whiff. Right now, Concept is on his P's and Q's, to say the least.
Yes, he is, and another takedown attempt from Jorge Masvidal. This one successful. He has 1:40 left on the clock, and this is where he really needs to stabilize out his position before looking to land some of that ground and pound. But of course, The problem that he has here, Goat, is he only has 1:25 left on the clock, so he needs to both be, you know, kind of conserved, but also incredibly active. I know it's kind of like a contradiction, but that's the position he finds himself in.
A good denial on top, but yeah, you're 100% right. He's got to be smart, but he's got to be effective. He's got to get to his spots. He does not have much time. He's got to get there. He's got to put in the damage, and he's got to do it quickly because that clock is not slowing down. Them seconds are ticking away.
No, they certainly are, brother, and especially Conor McGregor landed so much damage on the feet. I mean, it's definitely his round. They do have another 10 minutes and 25 seconds left on the scorecards, if you will, or the match. This is a good little end to the round. It was incredibly active. I feel like the way that they're throwing those hands, it's only a matter of time before one of them goes down for good. But for my money, Concept, once again, like many of the competitors here this evening, seems to have elevated his game to this point and seems very dialed in. It's once again going to be on the red corner to try and rise to this occasion, make the necessary adjustments, because you know, in fights like this, your opponent ain't going to give shit to you. You need to take it all. You need to take it all.
Yeah, 1000%, man. I mean, Conor, you're not going to see Concept just start, you know, hitting the brake and slowing down. You're not going to see that, especially with where his stamina is at here. We're only 30 seconds into the second round. I mean, his stamina looks phenomenal. We've already seen Jorge's blink, so we know he may have questionable stamina here. And you should see Concept start trying to pour it on. But I'm seeing so much wrestling here from Blink. It makes me wonder if he should have maybe went with a character like Gastelum that has a little bit better wrestling stats than Jorge.
Yeah, and honestly, this is actually a big ripple in the Vex boys, kind of, because obviously Blink is part of the Vex team. It's a big ripple in their game. A lot of the time they were traditionally just kind of like pressure strikers. That's at least, that was my impression for a lot of the guys that I saw fighting. But I have to say, over recent weeks or recent months, they have made adjustments to their game where they are starting to do things like this, where they're using more of the full mixed martial arts. And I just think it's a smart move, man. I really do. You've got to be active, of course, because you don't want to, especially considering they've currently got themselves in the 5-round fight. But I don't think that they are kind of that they're not that guy, bro. They ain't going to be that wet blanket. Vex guys like to get finishes on the feet. I'm sure they do the exact same on the mat.
Yeah, 1000%. But so far, I mean, if I'm Blink, I'm probably doing the exact same thing because, man, Concept has been tearing me up on the feet. Concept has looked really, really sharp, really clean. The power from McGregor is showing, and Masvidal has shown that he has a little bit of top game. He's denied some transitions as he gets another denial there. So this may be his path to success.
Oh my god, but he gets a reversal.
Never mind.
Genuinely, people have leveled up on the mat. The way the guys are getting like the posted shots and getting reversals, you see it happening more and more. The timing that people have, the kind of pattern recognition seems to have been really defined over the last couple of years of this game being out. And Concept now showing that he's no slouch on the mat either. A couple of denials and postures up, force some ground and pound before he separates.
Yeah, and just to speak on what you said earlier, you know, how it seems like Concept is really stepping up in the spotlight, and we've seen that a lot tonight, and as he lands another big combo there, and I think that's what we're seeing as he gets rocked. Oh, it's rocked, Tom, as I say something.
I mean, look.
You see the stamina.
Yeah, he tried to do a Dirty Dave on him, but looks like Concept is wise to those tricks, able to keep himself on the feet somehow. He was stumbling about the place before the guy was in on his hips, but he's able to stay up. How long? We are about to find out. Yeah, UFC logic. No, yeah, sure, true.
Yeah, I do think tonight we've seen guys like Conte, like Intro. We've seen these guys really show up and show out when it matters. I mean, tonight they came, they showed up, and we're seeing Concept kind of carry that into this fight. He's really showing up tonight, and maybe he gets his finish in the third round.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I can see a couple of guys in the chat saying, well, let's go to the 5 rounds and so on and so forth. So just to answer that, no, that's not how we run it. These guys come, if they do not get the finish themselves in this third round, one of them is just going to have to taunt and the other one's going to head kick them into oblivion. And we'll have a little look at the judges' scorecards at that stage in the fight. But I imagine we're going to get a finish as I think he rocked his body. I can't really tell, but it doesn't look like Blink is in a good position stamina-wise for sure. That shit was empty right there.
It's not looking good. And knowing that Masvidal's stamina as low as he's just starting to put it on him. He's starting to mix him up well. I'd love to see that uppercut from Ale just puts him on the ground. I can't give him any suggestions because every time I do, he drops them. So the concept, you do you. He is putting it on him right now. And that's it.
Bro, I don't even know why you'd rage quit there. I wouldn't rage quit. That was about as clean
clean performance. You can't get too mad at that one.
Well, I think Primetime 79 is the night of people, just like I said, rising to that next level. On this side of the occasion, Concept was able to do it, able to get the DB boys a win. I know they're here and they are in force, but well, do you know, actually, funnily enough, Goat, the next fight is also another DB guy. We got Dirty Boxing Toasty Toes, a guy that's been around since the TMF days, once again, which was their name before they changed over to DB. He's a guy that I actually have quite a lot of information on him. He's actually a guy that grappled very, very heavily for a long time. He was a really, really good grappler. Kind of that chain wrestling thing that we were talking about at the beginning of the card. But after some recent spars, I have to say, he has added in some of that bang bang kind of sprinkle onto his game, and also now goes after people actively with the hands. So I'm incredibly intrigued to see what he's able to do. He was initially meant to be booked, as you can probably see on the graphic, up against Trill's MMA. I don't know what happened with that guy. He seems to be wilding out a little bit and then kind of went MIA, but we actually have one of the OGs of the scene stepping in at a moment's notice to take on Toasty Toes, try to kind of clutch this opportunity with both hands. It's going to be the one and only Proper Stee, also known as Stee, the comeback kid, to say the least. I don't know. Do you know this guy, Goat? Have you ever seen him fight before? Right, let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you real quick. This guy, don't ever count this man out. You know, like, you know, Paul Craig, like the way that he gets submissions in the last second of a fight that he's getting beat the fuck out of. That is Proper Steve, bro. I don't know how he does it, but he finds a freaking way each and every time. I've seen this guy genuinely get last second knockouts of fights that he was getting abused in on multiple occasions. So I won't count this man out. It's gonna be a tough fight for both guys, but it's a fun one to say the least.
Oh, for sure. And if Toasty Toes fights anything like Concept does in terms of showing up and bringing the fight, like I've seen from these DB guys, it's almost guaranteed to be a fun fight. And I get to figure out whether Steve is this comeback kid, or maybe he's the main event kid now. Maybe he comes out and from the start to the finish, he puts it on him.
Well, I'll be honest with you, this is not where Proper Steve wants to be, my man.
Not quite.
But that in itself, probably intentional, right? That's a big thing for him. Previously in the past, he has struggled with, you know, stopping people kind of doing this to him. That was kind of his area, or his biggest hole in his game, and it's where, sorry, not Proper Steve, it's where Toasty Toes does his best work. But Proper has, like many competitors, been showing the evolution in his game, and at least defensively has been able to stop a lot of their opponents recently. Can he do that against Toasty Toes is the question, because this may not have, you may not have the blonde hair, but this is a legendary Derek Brunson we have in front of us, bro.
Oh, 1000%. And Brunson is not nobody to play with, because, I mean, on the feet, he has power too. So if he lands that shot, it's going to hurt. But on the ground, I mean, you can really be dominant with Brunson on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's honestly a little bit underrated on the feet as well, but when Toasty is in this position, he's got his opponent's back, flattening him out. You can see him doing little fakes to the side to get him to bite to it so he can get him a flatten out again. If he's able to, and just even to posture up once, the fight may be done. I don't know if you've ever found yourself in that position, because everybody tries to avoid it, as they goddamn should, but the ground and pound's brutal. Never mind, I mean, he's reversed it in the time I was talking, and he's going to probably want to separate and get those hands going. You do not want to stay on the floor with Mr. Toasty Toes over there.
Absolutely not. We're already back on the feet. We got a little bit over a minute and 50 seconds and an immediate takedown again.
Yeah, you can see what Toasty Toes' game plan was. I said he's been working on his hands, but he wants to save that for another day. Impress us with the combinations maybe in his next one, because right now he's getting that done purely on the mat. And, you know, I said in the first fight, bro, that every second this is on the mat, it stacks up in his favor, whether he be on top or on bottom. It's the same with Toasty in this one, 100%. But as I mentioned, Proper Steve, he could have a fraction of a second in a round left, and he may land that 1-2 head kick and take you out.
Yeah, he clearly knows what he's doing on the feet. He's trying to keep his distance. He's throwing shots up the middle.
Oh my God.
Ducking the head kick, not getting the rock though.
Yeah, I think that's Toasty Toes showing a little bit of, you know, a little bit of a mistake in his game. In his striking. You know, he's been making those adjustments, but it's not his kind of expertise, if you will. So, Property, you know, as much as he's a bit wild out there, as much as he does like to take risk, he does have the fundamentals of the striking on point, and he makes it look good when he gets it going.
He hurt him bad. Body and head rock. Wow.
Right, I see as Matrix in the chat saying if Till was southpaw, then that was a rock. Moments later, he gets to witness Darren Till unleash holy hell, and the fake glove touch takedown from Toasty Toes. He's getting frosty out there, bro.
Yeah, I would be upset. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. That would make me mad. So if I'm Till, I'm trying to tee off on him right now. I can't lie.
Bro, he did exactly that. Separates with 0 stamina, understandably, but honestly, you know, if somebody does that to me, bro, I may even resort to Nebos. I ain't even gonna lie to you, like sometimes
I don't blame you one bit.
Oh goddamn! No more glove touches. In fact, I'm spitting in his eye. Stay away from me, bro. You ain't coming close. So that was madness. Take me down like that. It's gonna hurt your ego. It's gonna hurt everything. And you know, it plays into the way that you can approach the fight. Unless you have the ability to stay calm, like Proper Steve, it can really, really affect you. Things like that.
Oh yeah, 1000%. But man, I mean, like you said, they don't call him the comeback kid for no reason. At the very end of that round, man, hurts him up top, hurts him to the body, drops him. I mean, so you were 1000% right. You never know what can happen with Steve in this fight.
No, I'll hold my hands up. I have counted this man out in the past, and he has heard me do so on this commentary team. But he is, he just has a knack for it, man. I don't know how he does it, but everybody has that button that turns them out. And he seems to find it. It's things like this, right? I mean, he was able to stay up, but it's things like this that give me concern. He was up against the cage. He had him in a tie clinch, and he didn't reverse the position, right? And it's little kind of tactical mistakes like that that make the fights harder for him than they need to be.
Yeah, agreed. But as many takedowns as Toasty Toes is shooting right now, I'm surprised we're not seeing more uppercuts and more knees from Darren Till, because I mean, almost every time he enters, it's almost a guaranteed shot. I mean, he's really entering or coming into this pocket with takedowns.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Like, honestly, these guys are kind of fighting, they're a little bit raw, right? This isn't the cleanest fight of the night by any stretch. They're making it a very, very dirty, kind of grueling fight. I was going to say that's what Toasty needs to do, man. He needs to calm himself and start denying shit so that he can set up some big ground and pound. I just feel like the moment is maybe getting to each fighter a little bit too much.
Yeah, I believe so too. And like you said, this isn't the cleanest fight, but Steve has found his moments, and I don't see too much damage that he's taken. So in this third round, he could come out fairly confident. He has not gotten hurt on the ground. Toasty Toes hasn't found too many damaging spots as he finds himself right here and he gets out of it. A lot of that has been happening. So if you're Till going to the body there with the roundhouse, maybe he really starts cranking up the pressure in this third to try to take this fight.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, mean elbow.
He's winning it for my money, bro. Unless he gets a rock in the last couple of seconds, like, for all of the work that Brunson is putting out there, such a labor-intensive style. As you can see even by the statistics, Proper Steve actually lighting him up any opportunity he gets on the feet. I mean, he had like 20-odd significant strikes to 8 in that round, so Toasty Toes' game plan maybe not playing into his favor, because he may only have 45 seconds on the feet, but he's going to throw 20, 30, 40 shots in those, in that period of time.
Oh, and another one of them nasty elbows. Yeah, he definitely took round 2, and I thought round 1 was Brunson's until that last second drop. So right now it could be 2-0 Till as he finds himself in crucifix. That's not good at all.
100%, my man. I completely agree with the first round, especially. Derek Brunson was owning that round with Toasty Toes from the get-go, but the stun got him bad. The fake glove touch in the second round led to a little bit of karma with Darren Till kind of getting some work in. But going into this third round, this is where he had this opportunity to compose himself, or so you would hope. But I say that as Proper Steve gets another reversal. He's doing really well at defending himself on the mat, with all things considered.
Yeah, 1000%, man. I mean, Steve is actually showing very good ground defense, not takedown defense. He's gotten taken down a lot, but he's minimized that damage, and you can see it just in their head health and their stamina. I mean, he's done a great job of keeping himself out of the most danger. There's been a few times where Toasty Toes has been able to land a few ground shots, but Steve, for the most part, has stayed fairly safe as he denies that armbar.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. And it's one of the things that he does. You know, some people have that killer instinct, which he certainly kind of shares, but a lot of people kind of allow frustrations, they allow emotions to get the best of them. This guy is cerebral as they come. He is calm and calculated. You got Toasty Toes on one end, and you got another guy with ice in his veins on the other. He is genuinely kind of believes in himself to the bitter end. And as you can see, he gets it going, bro. I think we discussed it, but he just has to make it out of this round for my money, and he's probably won the fight.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think he's done the most in this fight.
Never mind, bro.
He's trying to take him out here, but I don't think he quite has the stamina.
No. But I mean, oh my God.
Oh, are they about to just start trading for this last little minute and 20 seconds?
Yeah, he doesn't like being pressed up against that cage. He's going to let those hands go, but that may even get him caught. Go on. Another Nebo, brother. Another.
I was about to point that out too. Go ahead and throw another one. The fake glove touch. He deserves it. Go ahead.
Get another one. The kick to the body. Honestly, this is the thing that gets me concerned about him. It's actually what gets him a lot of his wins with Proper Steve in those last couple of seconds. But he doesn't want that. He doesn't want the decision. He wants a finish. He might even get one.
Oh! How is he not asleep? Oh man. Steve is showing his wow. All he needed was and here we comes. I'm telling you, I say one good thing about one, the other one just completely
I would have left. If that had happened, I would have just left, bro. Like could you imagine out of stamina throwing a head kick at the end of a fight that you are winning, getting knocked out? The comeback kid would have got come back on. Like, whew, I don't know. I think Tails won that one. That was actually a fun fight. For as wild and as dirty as it was, those guys let it all out there, bro. They pushed for that finish.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, that was a very fun fight. They clearly had two different styles they wanted to implement. And while Brunson was able to get it on the ground for a lot of that fight, he just was not able to capitalize with the damage. He wasn't able to get the submissions. And Steve just put it on him at the end. Over in that second round, he started taking over. The third round, he really took it home.
Well, maybe premonitions of what will happen with Darren Till a little bit later on this evening. Maybe he's going to come out out those starting blocks and start like he means to go on. It's been a little while. It's nice though. Honestly, we don't actually see a massive amount of Darren Till picks, these days, to be honest with you, Goat. So to see somebody come out and utilize him very, very well like that, it's nice to see. He brings a unique style to this game of mixed martial arts. But my man, this has been an absolutely sensational set of fights. I mean, we're now approaching fight number 8. It's our featured prelim, brother. Our featured prelim. Raw Pappy up against, I always struggle to say this guy's name, but Kumuz? I'm going to say Kumuz. I think that's how you say it.
Kumuz.
Is that how you say it, bro? Is that how you'd say it?
That's exactly how I would say it. Kumuz is number 28 in the rankings, and he's 1-0. Raw Pappy, I don't know too much about him, so what can you tell me?
I mean, Raw Pappy, I think he was known as Wavy before.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's relatively well known within the community. I've seen him fight a number of times. Yeah, he was known as Wavy. I see Matrix in the chat. Like Jay and all of those are pretty familiar with him. I've seen him compete a number of times now, and he is a really, really entertaining fighter, to say it lightly. He brings sensational striking, often likes to mix it up in the way that he approaches it. He's not a guy that just headhunts or tries to kind of like spam those leg kicks out there or whatever else. So I think that is exactly what he needs up against somebody like Komos here, because he is a B3 representative on the PlayStation side of things. And I mean, we don't really need to say much more. The B3 style is the B3 style. I've said it before. I'll say it again. You could watch those guys silhouettes of them fight, and you would know that they are B3 boys. So
1,000%.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Them boys walk forward. They want to throw hands, and they want to knock your face off. They want to hurt you.
Yeah,
And
100%.
that's what Bang Bang did to me in our fight.
It's yeah, but Bang Bang in the chat actually not only pointing out that this man right here is now one of the B3 boys, but he's actually saying that he is a prodigy of their camp. So I mean, that is very, very high praise from a respected character within this community. I want to see what this guy can do, because I think, you know, Wavy here, or Roll Pappy, he is a legit test for him here, and would be one hell of a feather in his cap should he be able to get the job done.
Oh, 1,000%. And I actually have heard of Wavy. I have seen him around, so I do know a little bit about Poppy. But with Bang Bang saying Comus is his prodigy, you know, that's setting very high standards for him in this fight. Because if you're Bang Bang's prodigy, you got to live up to that name a little bit.
100%, my man. Oh my goodness, boy. Wavy out here, Roll Pappy, getting that cartwheel kick. And the problem that we have, or the problem that he has in this point, is, of course, Jorge, very, very durable, with a good chin, relatively good stamina, but the tools are a little bit more limited, at least in comparison to what Anthony Pettis brings to the table. We saw it a little bit earlier on with Introspectively out here. I mean, that guy's combinations, they're just limitless, the opportunities, the possibilities when you're picking Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, you're 1,000% right. It doesn't matter where you have Pettis, he can always find an angle to hit you. And he is using his teeps tremendously. Not only just the rear teep, but he's using the front leg teep as well. And each one of those does a little nick off of that stamina as he gets sidestepped on that one. Gonna have to start changing it up a bit. See what Comus can do here. We're halfway through round one. Already got some stamina lost. Already got some body health taken away from him. We're going to see what that Bang Bang camp has really taught him here. See if he can overcome some of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's
that
having...
was a nasty combo.
He's having some serious difficulties right here. Oh my god, that switch kick. It's been, you know, it's been doing work for him, but he cannot throw it on the inside like that. The boxing combinations will be let fly. But, oh, that's the problem right now. Paddy's doing some really good work, but he's being so creative. You don't know what's coming next, and I think that's what's happening with Comus. You know, it's hard to prepare for what you don't, you know, for this sort of style, bro.
Yeah, 1,000% right, man. I mean, it's just like Matrix said in the chat, man. Wavy is flowing right now. When someone is just flowing, they're so unpredictable with what's coming next. He's throwing feint switch kicks into a three-piece combo. He's throwing cartwheel kicks. Freaking spinning kick followed by another spinning kick. I mean, Wavy is in his bag right now. Going up top, going down low. With 45 seconds left, man, Wavy is looking phenomenal.
Nah, he truly being on point right here. He is dialed in, attacking the body. Sorry, choking over here.
Bless you.
But yeah, attacking the body so well. The side steps in particular, just been on point, bro.
Yeah, coming down to the final seconds of this first round, that was very clearly a Wavy round. But we gotta see if Comus can come. I'm sure he's got a little bit of corner advice going right now, considering he's with the B3 boys. See if he can come out, make some adjustments here. He is at a stamina disadvantage already, so he's got to fight very, very smart here. That may have been a 10-8 round for Wavy.
Yeah, this fight is an epic fight. It's bringing tears to my eyes, actually. It wasn't the coughing, I promise you. I have to say, Bang Bang, of course, we mentioned that he is a prodigy of Bang Bangs. But on the opposite side of the occasion, Raw Matrix has a prodigy in and of himself. Anthony Pettis here this evening. Raw Pappy. GOAT. My God, this guy still has it, bro. Still has it. The Raw boys getting him dialed in, getting him prepared here this evening, and he fucking showed up.
Wow. I mean, he really put on a performance right there. And it's just like we've been speaking this entire card, man. There's some people who show up and show out, and some people can't quite show up and show out. We've had a certain fighter in most of these fights who have shown up, and they've really showed what they can do. And right there, Wavy just following the memo, showing that kickboxing, showing that freestyle of attack. And man, did it work out for him.
Hell's freaking yes. Like I said, Matrix's prodigy. Oh, God, man. Doing his camp proud. doing himself proud, feather in his cap. That was Prodigy v Prodigy, bro. Didn't know, but now we know. That was, I expect big things from both of these guys, to be honest with you. They come from very well-respected camps. They quite clearly have skills on UFC 4 and bring the action. So I'm looking forward to see Comas back in the cage. Just a tough night at the office. You know, the Anthony Pettis pick is strong on the prelims. I tell you that. I mean, these guys, as we saw with Intro earlier, as we saw with Wavy, when you use them right, when you're using all of the tools, it's so unpredictable. You don't know what's coming, and ultimately it sets you up for, you know, ultimate success, as we seen on the bounce here tonight now, actually.
Yeah, 1000%, man. The guys who have chose Pettis, like Intro and like Wavy just did, they've really shown how to use him. They've just let it fly. They've let it flow so clean, so smooth. And they've both gotten that job done tonight.
1,000%. Bro, I have to say, I'll just take this opportunity. We will be, in a moment, going to our analyst desk, and they're going to give a little bit of a paint forward for the rest of the card, and of course a little bit of a paint back to the card that we have just had, right? Because it has been an absolutely monumental night already. The types of fights that have been displayed, none of them have, none of them have disappointed. They've all really been able to showcase those skills truly, and I feel like coming into the next, or the rest of this card, this is really where it heats up, GOAT. This is truly where it starts to heat up. If we've enjoyed the last fights, the next ones are going to be out of this world, between KM Caliber, ICB Dragon, Hoo, Amazon, Cabalot, Donna, and then obviously we start getting onto the rest, bro. I cannot wait. But for myself and iGoat, BP, we will be back with you in a couple of moments. Joining us in the commentary booth, or passing it along to the analyst booth, is going to be the one and only Doc and Ginger, the guys in the back, some of the true legends within the community.
Well then, from one person to another, we are back in the booth. Me and Ginger will be here to discuss the entire mayhem that has been happening so far. As you've seen, you had, to start the night off, you had Bang Bang versus Hammer. That was a fight which was an absolute incredible war, showed the skill. And throughout this night, Ginger, you've got to imagine the current theme has been, as I think as Goat put it a couple times on the commentary, was one fighter got ahead of the game very early on, and they kind of kept that momentum, made the adjustments in the second, and just took it away.
Yeah, definitely, Doc. We've seen the Intro fight. Intro yet again proving why he is one of, if not the most entertaining fighters on the game. Then, you know, we go into the Kante fight. He absolutely mauled his opponent. Rob Pape, we saw, did very well against with Pettis against a Masvidal, I believe. And then going back to the Bang Bang versus Hammer. Bang Bang was just doing amazing there against Hammer, a very high level opponent, using the striking, stuff like takedowns. Same with Concept and Blink, two very similar fights there, Doc.
Yeah, exactly, and that was just on the prelims of tonight's card. Moving ahead, as we look ahead, you have the first fight. This is going to be Caliber versus ICB Dragon. Now, Ginger, both of these guys have been former teammates, so you've got to imagine they understand each other's skills. They've also been around the community for a very long time. Like, I remember when Dragon came into the community as well as Caliber, and they have been playing back and forth. Both of them were strikers, both of them have been grapplers in aspect, and both of them had a hell of a long run and a very part of the veteran game here.
Yeah, well, obviously, Caliber is basically the Cowboy Cerrone of prime time, you know. He comes up out of nowhere. He'll fight you anytime, any place, anywhere. Then you have Dragon. Dragon's been with us since, what, the first ever season of prime time.
He was not FL.
He was at that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was before he became PT. He was part of IFL, so that's how long Dragon's been in this community for.
Yeah, but obviously Dragon, very high level striker, but across from him is someone who's played against Dirty Dave multiple times. Amazing grappler. He's got the hands, and I think he is my favourite going into this, but it could go either way.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. Caliber's the favourite. However, Caliber has shown in the past that he has the ability to sometimes make a couple mistakes where he shouldn't do, and that just allows another opponent to capitalise on it. So, by the sounds of it, it sounds like Caliber's going to be a betting favourite. However, do not at any point take Dragon out of the equation. Up next, though, you have Hoo versus Amazon. Hoo, mainly known for Reaper's incredible ability to go TT Hoo, and Amazon's incredible ability. I was discussing this just before we started the card, actually. He's very good, but the issue is he's so active, Ginger. So...
Yeah. I see what you mean. He collects his wins, and then he takes 2 losses back-to-back, then it's like a cycle.
Yeah, and it's amazing to see, but that also, as we discussed previously, it's this veteran nature. So he's seen everything, he's done everything. He's got a couple of losses that don't particularly make too much sense. But when you look at his other record, you go, hang on, he's beaten from top A to B and then across the board. It's insane.
Yeah. And then later, after that, you've got EK Capilot versus Donner. Donner, I think, now has left EK recently, but Capilot, he's got the hands, he's got the groundwork. So does Donner, being a former Xbox champion, obviously.
Yeah, he beat Naz. Yeah, he did, didn't he? He did a fantastic job there. Look, he was the underdog as well.
Yeah, no, he did very, very well. Naz was steamrolling through competition at the time, wouldn't shut him down. But across from his EK Capilot, obviously coming from the Elite Kings camp, he is ready for anything here tonight, Doc. He obviously trains with a lot of well-rounded people, some of the best in the game. We all know that EK is a very high-level camp. So I'm excited to see what would happen in this one.
Yeah, well, Donna, as you mentioned, beat now, so probably going to be more in for the striking, but so is Capilot. He's got a couple losses. He's got a loss to Jakey on his record. I remember that one is way back in the season, when we first, in the season Grand Prix, he moved his head slightly off the ground and took a head kick to the head, and that was kind of Capilot's main issue, so hopefully he can work around fixing issues with the head kicks, and that will give him a lot better round. It should be noted, Donna's more of a boxer, so that's going to be a competitive fight nonetheless. They are both down as EK on the graphic. That is our mistake. Been a bit busy. A lot of fights. This fight was put together at very short notice, in fact. So it was kind of a bit hectic on what to go. The fourth fight on the card, though, Ginger.
Yeah, we've got MBK Vic versus MBK Goat. Obviously, teammates going against another teammate. Vic will clinch you whenever he can. He likes to grab your sweaty neck and put you against the cage. But on the other hand, Goat, known for his gift of gab, he loves to sit there. He likes grappling, he likes to strike. He's very balanced. But obviously, Vuk, I think, has the better grappling and clinch technical striking advantage here, Doc, and I think he will be able to get the win.
Yeah, you've got to assume that maybe Vuk outs him just slightly bit, but there's two factors applying to this. One, they are both challenged for a title. Very recently, they have both made self-known that they can get to that point. This fight kind of looks to aim to stick them into a number one contenders next. It's not particularly sure which way where to go. We'll see where every fight's left up. But at the end of it, those two are definitely in the question of doing it. But as much as you say Vuk may be the beneficial factor, it's going to be the case of they're part of the same camp. They're going to know how to handle each other.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, from those 4 fights on the main card, we're going to move now to the next 4 fights in quick succession. You've got Wordlife versus Smoke and Naz versus Pigeon. Now, these two are the number one contenders. The winner of this will go on to fight for the title, basically. It'll be Wordlife versus Smoke. Whoever wins that fight will then get a shot at the belt. And for Naz versus Pigeon, whoever wins that, they're going to get a shot at the belt. For Pigeon, that's massive. For Smoke and Wordlife, that's massive. For Naz, he's already a former champ, so he's already made his claim. He's made the name here. For everybody else on this, they still need to make the name. If I'm not mistaken, Wordlife is undefeated. Smoke has 1 lost, and Pigeon is also undefeated here. What, Ginger?
Yeah. So obviously, in the Naz and Pigeon fight, you've got the TikTok sensation versus the English Wonder Kid. Pigeon went on a hiatus. His cat was lost for a few months. Then his cat came back, and he came back to competing. But he is very good at striking. He's got the grappling. He will box your head off if he has to, and then you have Naz. Naz is one of the best strikers and grapplers on the game. He held me in side control for sort of like 3 minutes in our fight. He can hold you anywhere. He has to knives, he has to takedowns, and he has to hands. I think he's going to be the one to win this.
Yep. And then from that, you have the BFAP Trickzzy versus Leloh. Trickzzy, as you know, go prime time, massive build up around him. Leloh, though, he's been built up quite a lot by people like Matty D. Paps, apparently they've been working with him quite a bit in terms of the striking game. So you've got to imagine if he can do that, then if he can handle the striking, he's then got to worry about that grappling, and that's where it really comes into question here, Ginger.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't have it. You've put it right in on the head there. That's basically what would happen, and yeah, you got that bang on, Doc.
Yeah, it's a very interesting fight. Nonetheless, keep an eye on it. Trickzzy, as always, probably going to be the what's the word now? I've just slightly lost this. Oh god, my brain's gone. The betting favourite. There we are. The betting favourite, but Leloh stands in good contention. And
I'm telling you, Leloh is in high confidence right now. This guy has improved so much in the past few weeks. I've spotted him lots of times.
Well,
he is confident. He's
to be fair, high confidence.
I'm telling you now, he has got the skills to contend with Trickzzy. To beat him, we don't know that yet. We'll have to see. So I'm very, very excited to see that one. But obviously, betting favourite Trickzzy, your underdog Leloh.
Yep, and from that fight, we lead down to our final breakdown of the night. It'll be the main event of Smudger versus Dino. Smudger notorious, so close to breaking that title defense of Trickzzy. Will he be able to, though, Ginger?
Smudger he's just collecting a mountain of men. I'm in that line of men as well. He's only lost once, and he's won every single thing. He's had like a 20 fights, something like that. That's Trickzzy numbers. That's unreal. He is in contention for pound GOAT. But standing across from the octagon is Dino TT. The ping will be a little bit dodgy, but Dino is a very, very good grappler. He specializes in chokes and joint subs. So don't be surprised if he pulls it out just like that on the floor, dog. But obviously, like we said before, Smudger's definitely the betting favourite, Dino the underdog.
So, with that all being said, you've heard our breakdowns, you've heard our picks, but we're going to straight back over to Looney and Goat for the first fight on the main card of KM Caliber versus... I forgot his name now. Bollocks.
ICB Dragon, bro. ICB Dragon. You're going to do it like that? You just... I'm joking. Great analysis, guys. Always interesting. It happens, man. Always interesting to hear, obviously, the thoughts as you go into it. As commentators, Goat, we don't make picks, my man, but those guys on the analyst booth are able to break it down and kind of call it as they see it. We'll call the action as it unfolds. And honestly, with Caliber, I mean, these guys obviously broke it down beautifully. He is a guy, much like introspectively, that has very, very diverse skill sets. He has the ability to really, really kind of go deep with the animations that he is employing and just make the game look really good. You know, he's one of the guys that make UFC 4 look really good. I have to say, on the opposing end of things, Dragon is a dark horse, man. I said it since he came back. This guy is a killer. He has technical pressure on the feet, and his grappling is, quite honestly, really, really top tier. But the same is said about Caliber, bro. Like, Caliber's like one of those deadly, deadly matches to get at this stage.
Yeah, and after seeing all of the KM guys earlier, specifically intro, man, I'm very, very excited to see what Caliber could do here. He's 5-2. He's number 5 in the rankings, so you know he's no joke. I mean, this should be one banger of a fight.
100%, man. Caliber is a guy that is always, he always turns up to his fights. He's actually gone Cody here, which makes me think that he wants to throw more hands. But traditionally, he's a guy that likes to mix in the grappling, along with it. I'm an early read, Goat, is that Dragon is making those lead roundhouses, just kind of like throwing them out there to cover distance and to keep Caliber engaged in a brawl-style fight. And it's what him and the likes of, Great Miss do so well. They bring out, it's like that, I was going to say, Eddie Alvarez sort of kind of treatment. He brings out that inner dog. He makes it, a grind of a fight. Wants to make you work in every single second, in every single exchange.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the takedown from Dillashaw here is very smart because Cody may have a weak chin, but he makes up for that in the power in his hands. I mean, if he starts flowing on you, if Caliber can start really putting these boxing combinations together and start landing some shots, it does not take many. So seeing the Dragon is going for a swap up in the game plan, taking him down, I think that's very smart. But right now, I mean, Caliber's on top, and he's not seeming like he's just going to stand up. Kind of taking his time, how you spoke on earlier.
Yeah, he is one. I've said about one other fighter here this evening, but he is one of the more cerebral fighters that you will come across. Introspectively, everything that guy can do in the hands, people think that Caliber maybe isn't quite that level of striker, but my God, he is. He just he has the abilities on the mat that many kind of desire, and he isn't afraid to employ that. He understands it's mixed martial arts, Goten, that if he can take his opponents down, work them on the mat, it will only set up the hands should his opponent survive.
Yeah, 1,000%. And right now we're seeing him smash Dillashaw's face in. And J Dom, you are 1,000% correct. There is no furniture in this room. There's nothing in this room.
Hell yeah, bro. J-Time's the GOAT, bro. Dragon, obviously, ideally, doesn't want to be in this position, but he has had submissions on his resume in the past. Caliber, talking, the characters themselves have submission stats. I don't think he has ever actually been submitted, but, never say never in this crazy game we call mixed martial arts.
Yeah, and it seems like both of these guys are very well versed on the ground. I mean, we're seeing both of them swap positions. They're both denying the transitions that should be denied. I mean, it's looking like, I don't want to say even on the mat because we really haven't seen either one take over yet, and then we haven't had but one round. But so far, they look pretty even. They're both flipping and flopping. We've seen Garbrandt smash his face in early in that first ground and pound, but after that, man, it was very, very even. I do think that's Garbrandt's round, though, for sure. Yeah,
Garbrandt got more significant strikes and had a minute or two ahead in terms of the top control. KM Caliber delivering, and you've got to remember that KM Caliber has been coming out in his recent performances and has truly elevated his game, been stringing together some really nice wins, and honestly looks like a motivated individual. It's a tough match for Dragon, but one thing that people don't recognize about Dragon is that this man doesn't shy away from a fight. He believes in his ability, and he believes he can beat anybody on the right night. But it's harder to get that done against somebody like KM Caliber when they're zoning out, bro, and they're just completely in that flow state.
I mean, yeah, you're 1,000% right. Once them hands start flying, and there it is for the third time in a minute. Lands that jump and switch crane kick, whatever karate move that one is, it's working. And I think it is exactly what you spoke on in the first round. He's wanting to keep him in that brawl state. He's using that to suck him right back into it. But I'm not sure if he wants this brawl with Cody, man, because Cody's power is no joke.
Yeah, I mean, in this sort of, oh my God. Ooh. That could have been bad on either side, zero stamina and a head kick being blasted out there. But yeah, you are right, bro. Like, you'd think statistically this sort of matchup may favor TJ Dillashaw, but KM Caliber is doing all the right head movements, all the right footworks, and the combinations are being let fly. He is doing a fantastic job right now of both mixing up the defensive responsibilities in this fight and, of course, unloading with hellish combinations when the opportunities present.
He's putting in great body work as well. But one thing I have noticed, I've seen Caliber start sidestepping whenever they're getting distance between each other, anticipating that jumping crane kick. So that might end up coming into power. If he can sidestep that and catch him with a hook, with the power as he lands the cartwheel kick, with the power that Cody possesses, it could be a flash KO. So if I'm Dragon, I'd be a little bit wary throwing that crane kick up the middle.
Yeah, like 100%, brother. And look, one of the things about Cody is that he is a tough man to fight unless you can check that chin. Right now, Dragon is struggling to check the chin of KM Caliber as we approach the latter end of this second round. Stamina, slight advantage to Dillashaw, but I mean, he is getting that head health and body health smoked, bro. Absolutely smoked.
Man.
Oh my God, that's brutal.
wow, he landed the overhand while he was hurt, and Cody just walked right through it. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
KM motherfucking Caliber. Showing up, showing out. KO of the night from the one and only Matrix in the chat. And god damn, that's going to be a hard one to top, GOAT. That's going to be a hard one to top.
That's going to be difficult. I mean, he literally timed it perfectly. Right on the chin. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Once again, these KM guys showing up and showing out.
Yeah, that like mid animation of throwing as well, bro. That couldn't have got any better. Any better for Caliber. And he almost looked like at a certain point in that fight that he felt like he was ahead and just decided that he was going to let everything go. He didn't doubt anything. You know, he just threw the combinations, put them out there, and knew that his opponent was going to be able to find, you know, he was going to find the mark on his opponent, because that's one of the things, right, Go, is when your opponent's pressing so hard, when they're throwing these unorthodox shots, as long as you catch them in, you know, like, it's all about rhythm with them, because they're non-stop throwing strikes at you. So if you get ahead in the rhythm and just allow that momentum to snowball, like Cam Caliber did there, you can just run away with it, and he did it beautifully.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. He started rolling, and it's like you said, once he started, he never stopped, man. He just took it with him, and that's just another good performance for KM, who is so far 2-0 on the night.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they are a top camp. They are one of the original Xbox camps in Primetime MMA, and you know, honestly, I have a lot of respect for them. The owner, Valentine, and the like, or the guy that set it all up. They are fantastic competitors, and an absolute pleasure to put on fights for, because you know, you see performances just like that. The activity that they have can sometimes go against them, as I mentioned in the past. But with somebody like Cam Caliber right now, and introspectively being that active, is quite clearly paying off, because their skills are continuing to elevate match after match, event after event. But with that all being said, my man, we have another fight that's going to go down historically in Primetime MMA, and that is going to be TT's Hoo up against Amazon. Bro, this is the PlayStation side of things, so I know that you guys, you're going to probably know them a little bit more than I do. I've just kind of called their fights, but Hoo and Amazon, they are not only incredibly entertaining fighters, but I feel like they're very diverse in their skill sets that they bring.
1,000%, man. Amazon, since we first started playing, when I really first started playing UFC, to where he is at now, I mean, he's changed a lot. He used to just be a banger, just throwing hands on the feet. Now he'll grapple you, he'll clinch you, he'll wear you down, then he'll start letting it fly up top. Amazon's really progressed, and look at how many fights these two have between each other. 188 to 118. Like, Amazon has put in the time. And he's very active here in Primetime. He's number 11 ranked, 5-4 record. I mean, he is really improved. And Hoo, since the last time I've seen him, he was very dangerous. Very dangerous. He's number 7 ranked, and he's 5-3. So these guys are fighting for that top 10 spot right here at middleweight.
Exactly right, brother. And Hoo, former title contender, he put one hell of a run together. He you know, he wants to go down in the history books, brother. He wants to be the first Egyptian champion. That's what he wants. Primetime MMA's first Egyptian champion. He needs to get that in the books, or so he believes. But Amazon has been chomping at the bit for an opportunity at that belt, and he's been putting together, you know, like I said, back and forth performances. Hasn't always gone his way, but that's sometimes the curse of being such an incredibly active fighter. When you're fighting once a week, twice a week, every week, and never turn down a fight, never turn down an opportunity to get yourself out there and to get those extra, you know, that extra work in, it goes a long way. This is, of course, is a one on the main card now. With it being on the main card, we actually have these guys now being able to use 5-star fighters. That's also another, you know, ripple to what's available to them. They're able to use the full kind of repertoire of the higher rated picks in this weight class.
I currently have a train passing my house, so I'm going to keep my mic muted just for a second.
No problem, brother. No problem at all. Oh, my apologies. That's mine. Slip of the mouse. I expect, like I said, in this fight, these guys to go at it very, very quickly. The pick from Hoo to go Marvin Vettori, for me, is actually a little bit different from him. I wasn't actually really expecting it. He's traditionally been a little bit more striking heavy, but of course Marvin does excel on the ground, or mixing it all together, I should say. with the pick standing across from him of Alex Pereira, that guy's left hand is absolute money. And of course, you don't want to be standing in front of him for too long, if at all. Flying knee.
Yeah, I believe, man, and I haven't used Pereira yet in the game, actually. It's not my specific style, but I have had him used against me, and that boy is powerful. So it only takes 1 or 2 shots, man. He's just powerful with everything he throws. His right hand, his left hook, his kicks are powerful. If you're Vettori here, you're probably looking for a couple of takedowns here, but I don't know. Amazon's game is developed so well. He might be able to just stuff them all. He might force this to stay on the feet.
Yeah, and like honestly, like Huhu is a guy that normally has all of the spins and the flashy techniques at his disposal with the character picks he goes for. I'd be interested to hear his thinking behind this. Maybe he does intend on grappling a little bit more in this fight, and he feels like that's an element of his game that has maybe not got the full shine that it deserves in the past. But as you can see, Amazon is actually maintaining the range really well, Goat, and he's choosing to fight long, which is smart with Alex. You don't want to pick Alex and then fight like you're Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah, 1000% right. That's just another thing for Amazon is lands the flying knee. He's gotten a lot smarter as he's developed and played the game more. But going by the chat, Raw Poppy said that Huhu has a very good Marvin Vettori, so maybe this is one of his go-to characters, and he's going to prove us wrong here. He's going to show us what he can do with Vettori.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's the one thing about Marvin Vettori, even if you don't want to work the grappling in, which quite honestly is suggestible against Pereira, but even if you don't, he has a marauding style. He's going to walk you forward. He's non-stop with the pressure, non-stop with the combinations, always trying to make you work in every exchange, and that could go in his favor because he may be the more durable guy out of the two, although maybe not the more technical of the two fighters.
Yeah, 1000%, man. The way Vettori kind of fights with the constant pressure forward, going down, he'll take you down, he'll let you up just to take you down again. He'll unleash them combinations. It's kind of a different version of Colby Covington. They both like to go forward. They both like to let the hands fly, but they want to grapple you, kind of that chain wrestling like we've seen from Hammer and a couple of other people throughout this card. So I'm very curious to see if we see Huhu start chaining some of these takedowns or just start attempting some as he gets caught with that mean uppercut and dropped.
Yeah.
Pereira is just so powerful.
I think the anticipation of that, Amazon is starting to really chain up on those uppercuts, but it does get him caught on a returned couple of combinations to end out that round for Marvin Vettori, who with that Egyptian pressure, as we seen one of the goats of the community in the chat saying, it's real out there, bro. I'm telling you, when he's fighting for himself, for his country, and that pressure may be on his back, but it propels him to fantastic performances. It's a very, very close fight. I honestly don't know which way this one's going to go, but you can already see they're having major moments of success on both sides of the table.
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, I think that drop probably won the round for Amazon, but it's not like he's winning this fight by a major, major advantage. He does have the head health advantage, but I mean, he's also been caught, like he was caught right there. So we're seeing that Huhu is making reads. He's 100% starting to make a couple of adjustments, and now it's up to Amazon to try to counter him. See if he can start implementing his own little tricks and slips in there. But he's starting to land.
Yeah, he really is. Oh my God!
Oh, and how much I say that? Right when I say that, he gets dropped.
Yeah, perfect call out, brother. The combination that was faster than I've ever seen Marvin move in my life, bro. I don't know where that came from, but that guy just he went Super Saiyan out there for a second. Lands the body kick as well.
Called him leaning the other direction. That's gonna do some damage. Wow.
Amazon's a little bit worried about some of the body shots, so he's been throwing out a lot of uppercuts, allowing Huhu to set up some counters to that. The spin elbow, the flying knees, though, gonna keep him honest if he's able to continue to time them correctly.
Yeah, 1000%. He gets caught leaning, and here comes Huhu. Wow. Oh, he stands back up, so no wrestling here. We shouldn't see much grappling. He drops him again.
Oh, I'm telling you, brother, Huhu wants another shot at that belt. Oh, god damn. He said that night was just not his night. And he's going to fully display his skills on the rise back to that opportunity right now is a good step in that direction as he's putting it all together after some difficulties early. I mean, he's taken Pereira to those deep waters, and it's only the midway in the second round, Goat. I mean, there's a lot of time.
There's a lot of time, and he's taking a major stamina advantage. Look at their staminas. Vittori has a major advantage right here, and like you said, there's only 2 minutes. There's still 2 minutes to go in the second round. There's still a lot of time to work here as he gets another drop.
I don't want to count out Amazon because Pereira is so freaking good, so powerful, and Amazon is a guy that will not count himself out, so I don't want to count him out. But this could be Raps, bro. Who? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I said I didn't want to say it. I said I didn't want to say it.
Every time we think one thing is happening, these guys just, boom, make something else happen. Right when we're starting to kind of think it's going to snowball, Amazon with the shot here. Amazon turns it around.
I don't know if that could have been intentional, bro. His stamina is so low. He doesn't want to go to the mat at this stage. I wouldn't think so. Yeah, but... Oh, my fucking goodness.
And he drops him. Wow.
Oh my
gosh.
God. Look, that may not have been as flashy as KM Calibers, but that might be the most violent knockout I have ever seen on this game.
It hurt. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, bro. He threw a sledgehammer at him. That wasn't his leg. That was a sledgehammer. He kicked through that guy.
Jesus.
Do you see the foot?
The ragdoll animation, and then he's just smashing his head in afterwards. I mean, that's vicious.
Bro, his foot doesn't even leave the head, right? When his foot connects with it, his leg then pulls his head down to the mat. Like, kicks it into the floor. He goes for the double knockout. That's fucking crazy, man.
Egyptian IQ is what Team Truth put in there, man. Shout out to Egypt, because Huhu is here to perform, here to put the country on his back, and he got it done tonight.
I love when that guy fights. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's like, anytime I see him on the card, gives me a little smile. He brings it each and every fucking time, man. Backs himself in the cage, out of the cage, and when he puts on performances like that, it's hard to deny that he is, he deserves in that top echelon of primetime MMA. Of the PlayStation rankings, and of course he wants that opportunity in the future. If he can get some additional wins behind a big win like that, he could be knocking at the door sooner rather than later. I know it's getting very, very heated towards the top end of the PlayStation division right now, but with the PlayStation matchup now done and in the books, Goat, we have it back across to the Xbox side of things. It is going to be between two intensely elite competitors. One of them former champion EK Capellotti, current ranked 8 in the division. 4-2 is his current record, up against EK Donner, who I actually don't have his record right here, but the guy was a former champion, had one or two losses against top flight opponents, and he's lucky to put it all back together, right? It's one thing to rise to the top, but then to stay at the top and to keep your name relevant is, of course, the next and sometimes the more difficult of the tasks.
Sure, and I don't know too much about these guys, but I do know about EK. I've heard of them ever since I found out about camps. I understand that they're one of those camps that's pretty damn good, so I'm expecting this to be a pretty banger fight. They're at the featherweight division. They have all fighters available. They're not on the star limit. And at featherweight, we could see matchups like Holloway-Aldo. We could see Aldo-McGregor, Holloway, Volkanovski. We could really see some crazy matchups here.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. These guys are just currently getting set up right now. Waiting for them to get completely lobbied, and we will switch across. But while we wait for that to happen, of course, I think it's a good opportunity for us, brother, to take our own moment after the analyst booth, of course, to take a look at the rest of the fights on the card. You have teammate v teammate in NBK Vuck Gaming up against MBK Goat, both former title contenders, both now fighting, for that next number one setup. I know Goat has been more than active in the chats about it. He wants it very, very badly, and he's had his promotional masterpiece of Jay Dime stepping in as his manager, and has been talking him up quite a lot as well, brother. So I mean, if he can get past his teammate, that's a snap. But then, of course, just to skip forward, B3 Word Life, Smoke vs Naz up against Pigeon Scout. Those two guys, or those two fights I should say, whoever wins that fight is going to be fighting for the next Xbox and PlayStation Championship. So the stakes could not be higher when it comes to this stage of the primetime event.
Yeah, for sure. And just going back to this next fight we got going on with Vuck and Goat, man. I mean, they're both top 3. This is a very high level fight. You got Vuck, who is 5-2 and number 3 ranked. Then you got Goat, who is not me, a little bit better than me. He's 6-3, number 2 in the ranks. And it's a welterweight fight. That fight could be very, very dangerous. And I think almost everyone knows about Nas. Everyone knows how dangerous he is. And he's in a number 1 contender matchup. He's had belts before across multiple leagues. And I'm sure he's coming to take this primetime belt as well. So that is definitely a sleeper fight, perhaps, that could have maybe been co-main. I mean, it's definitely a fight with 2 high-level guys. And that might be my sleeper fight for the ones that we have left.
Yeah, 100%, bro. Like, honestly, any of these fights right here, these are all main and co-main events for the next couple, right? But we weren't running a Friday card this week, and that would normally where you'd be finding them, of course. Once again, it talks to the volume of what we have tonight and the stakes that these guys have on the table to, to really, really perform here. It matters more than any other performances that they've had. They're either fighting for opportunities to fight for that belt and to get that chance to become primetime champion, or they are actually fighting for the belt itself, in which case, I mean, the odds do not, or the stakes do not get any higher. But whilst I waffle on, my man, we have a fantastic fight up next. They are ready. They are raring to go. It is the one and only Donna up against EK Capalotti. Featherweight, like you said, there's so many picks.
There we go.
Connor up against Max Holloway. I think that's like some of the more favored picks in this one, right? Outside of Volk, that kind of trio. But the striking of Connor, the power of Connor, just kind of makes him so difficult for the guys who like to throw hands not to go with.
Oh, 1,000%, man. I personally go Aldo, but that's because he's one of my favorites of all time. But when you're comparing him with Connor, with the pick of Connor, it's hard. It's hard not to go Connor. Connor's just so powerful, so fast, so accurate. Aldo does have those leg kicks, but man, McGregor is just amazing in this weight class. And then you got Holloway on the other side, who's he's so durable, even in real life. Look at his last fight with Volk. I mean, Holloway's boxing is top tier. This is going to pan out to be an amazing fight because we have 2 top high-level guys using 2 very good characters.
God damn, man. Throw in those hands.
Throwing immediately.
Yeah, it's zero feeling out process, man. Capalotti may play with that little lead oblique kick into a spin. I can imagine that comes out. Donna doesn't often duck too much. He is incredibly dangerous with the uppercuts, especially the uppercuts to the body. They come out lightning fast, especially with the kind of legacy or legendary version of Conor McGregor.
Ooh, we're already seeing, look at Holloway putting on some pressure. I mean, just touch, boom, touch, boom. And he's already landed 2 teeps to the body here on McGregor. I'd love to see McGregor throwing those back. I believe it's a 4 or 5-star move for him. Does a good bit of damage. But so far, man, like you said, no filling out. Zero filling out process. These guys coming in and just banging. Look at these guys.
Yeah, man, like landing front kicks, perfect range. 1-2 head kick. May have landed on the the underside of that armpit, but that's about the only thing that kept him from getting rocked right there. Jesus, man, I don't know. See, this is one of those things in these fights, Goat, that the power of Conor McGregor can separate any man from his consciousness. But I mean, Max Holloway just does not die. He doesn't die.
That's what I was about to say. It's what makes it so interesting. You got a man whose power just knocks people's lights out, and then you got a man who can take it, who can throw it, who can go all night. And it's a battle of, am I going to knock you out or am I going to out-tough you? Because it's one of the two is bound to happen. Look at Holloway in the clinch, though.
And it's smart, bro. It's smart because he has the cardio advantage, so why not make his opponent work in every element he can? Obviously out in this sort of range, although it's death by 1,000 cuts. If Max Holloway is the guy kind of leading the charge, Conor McGregor just has, you know, we keep talking about it, the equalizing power, bro. He will turn your lights out. It does not take many. One may be the only thing that it takes, but you know, obviously it's about setting that up with Conor, whereas with Max Holloway, basically he can just keep that jab in your face for the full 15 to 25 minutes.
Yeah, it's insane, just the pace that Holloway can keep. But what I forget when I'm using Conor a lot is just how look at him taking the block down, starting to put pressure. He has a wide array of attacks. I mean, he has a bunch of spinning kicks, a bunch of hand plant kicks, very good teeps up the middle. He has strong leg kicks, and we all know about his boxing. We know that legendary power he's got as he throws that roundhouse up top.
Yeah,
Seeing we got about 20 seconds left in this round.
Yeah, you are bang on the money, man. It's kind of, you know, we were speaking about Pettis earlier, same sort of thing, where he just has a massive, like, variance to the types of shots that he has. And it makes it so tricky for his opponents. But the one thing that Conor has on top of that, once again, is that power. And you can see like, he didn't land as many shots, significant or total, right, as Max Holloway, but he got the biggest damage, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I mean, we do continue to say it, but it's a different type of power that he possesses, and especially with this being the legacy Conor, the Conor that gets the early rock and drop. This is the Conor that slept Jose in 13 seconds. This is prime Conor McGregor here, and he tries to take Max down. I like it.
Yeah, no, mate.
Holloway returning the favor.
We keep going on about it because that shit is true, brother. That is, it is the elephant in the room. It is the undying truth of this matchup that it is cardio v power. Max Holloway seems to have been Conor McGregor seems to have been working on his grappling. Nice little hip toss, bro. And after a lot of success already in this second round, if he can just ride out this, he's got another one in the back.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, it's this Conor is playing very, very smart. I mean, he understands that he's at a cardio disadvantage here, so he's going to stay on top. He's going to take his time, land some shots where he can, and then when he gets back to the feet, he's got some time ticked off of that clock. Now he can let it go because it's not too long before that bell rings. He can get that minute rest.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. A lot of feints here. He's showing that he is game on the mat. Donna, traditionally known for his striking, and does decide to go back there, but it is nice to see those ripples to his game as he starts to set up that jab, potentially looking for another, big rounded shot, whether it be that left hand or the foot behind it. He has got those killer combinations at his ready, but this is a different Holloway. Different Holloway.
Yes, that was a beautiful, goes for the shot, fakes the shot, gets him in the clinch, takes his back, drags him down. I mean, that is high level stuff there.
Obviously, when he gets this position, he does also need to get some big amounts of damage off, and Conor actually gives up his back. I mean, I'm surprised about that. If he can get flattened out right here, Max Holloway could really capitalize. He's trying to get these shots, but of course he does risk getting shaken off. Decides to go back to top mount, which is the lesser of those two evils out here, Goat.
Oh, and he's starting to get them denials on Conor, and he's going, this could get nasty here. He does have a stamina advantage. Let's see if he can track him. If he can really, he gives up.
Yeah, I think that was pretty smart, though. He didn't want to give up the position. The defense from Donna was pretty on point early, but he continues to give up his back, which is a bit concerning. If I'm in the corner of Donna, I ain't gonna lie to you, because it can sometimes just get through sneakily, that flattening out, and then it's basically game, bro. Yeah,
for sure. You're 1,000% right, man. You do not want to wind up in back flat. It's a very dominant spot, just like it is in real life. It's a very, very dominant spot. You do not want to find yourself there. And we've seen a couple of different fighters across this card who kind of just give their back away. I don't know if they're just not worried. They know the denial will be there for it, or I'm not 1,000% sure as we close out this round.
Yeah, I think obviously, some people now, especially as you kind of move up those rankings, get a little bit concerned about the about the HUD watching from top mount, because some people are very, very good at it. So maybe giving up the back is just trying to move those positions a little bit. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, when it gets back to the feet, as you can say, EK Donna, or Donna, whether he be EK or not, landing those goddamn hands with vengeance as we go through the craziest animation of the night right there.
that one caught me off guard now. We got 4 minutes, about 20 seconds left here, and we already seen Conor put some pressure on. He's really done a good job of taking away that block. I mean, if you look at the block of Holloway, it's not looking good. As we expected, Holloway does have the stamina advantage, but when you're getting hit over and over by a guy with the power like McGregor, once again, that elephant in the room, you continue to take it. You can only take so much. Even a man like Holloway, at some point, he will hit the ground.
Exactly right, and we are now actually seeing some switch stances out of Capellotti, which could go in his favor, but it actually sets up for some power shots more for Conor McGregor, because now he's opened up to the power stance of Conor McGregor. That, you know, left leg is going to be coming like a piston, and then of course the left hand to follow. Whew. Bad times for Capellotti's head health right now.
Yeah, it's looking like Dino is he's found his groove, and he's continuing to just groove. He's getting jiggy out there. He's starting to let it flow. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. He's hurt him again. That stamina, though, we have been harping on it, and he gets hurt.
And the one thing about the Holloway is that cardio is not an issue. He can continue to throw. So once he's got you rocked, he is going to ruin your world unless you are a defensive god. Like Donna. I mean, goodness, bro. One opportunity presented, one opportunity taken, and manages to survive and get into a very dominant position.
Wow, I did not see that change of positions coming. Holy smokes. I thought Holloway might have been able to put some pressure on him right there, continue just damaging that block, damaging the head, and maybe get him out of there. McGregor quickly says absolutely not.
Absolutely.
We only have 1 minute and 30 left. I'm curious to see if one of these guys is going to go for the finish. Are we going to see maybe McGregor thinks he's got this one in the bag, going to try to coast it out?
Yeah, I mean, I actually wouldn't even, like, if I was in his corner, I think I'd actually be advising that right now. I'd say, like, just make it to the end, bro. Make it to the end, because, you know, your head health isn't fantastic. Your stamina isn't fantastic. You don't want to be put in that position again, and you could potentially be 2 up with the work that he's already put in. You know, it's a close fight, but you don't want to lose it at this stage, you know, with all that hard work put in.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got 30 seconds left. Losing in a final second like that in a fight that you've done more damage, you're probably winning. Losing at the last second, you definitely don't want to do that. I 100% agree with you. He's starting to throw some ground and pound, though.
Yeah, it hit that 30-second mark, and he knew it was time to get busy. There's not too much time for his opponent to get anything against him, but third round, for my money, that's EK Donna's victory. I mean, it's hard to deny when you look at those statistics. Stranger things that have happened, though, Goat. As I continue to say, the most, you know, accurate part of the game, the most realistic part of the game is the judges and how wildly inaccurate they will call these fights.
Let's see who wins this one. I'm with you. If I was a judge, I would have this one for McGregor, but yeah, I've seen some very bad decisions on this game, so you never know.
Unanimous decision. Of course, the notorious Conor McGregor. It is Donna. Big win for that man right there. Back on the... I think he won his last one as well, actually, but he's back winning, and winning in a big way. I'm sure he's going to be happy with that performance and got another great feather in his cap. Now, what we have up next, my man, as we step forward into this one, of course, is the PlayStation fight. I saw him in the chat, this guy being active, he been ready, and he wanted this fight to get on going. It is MBK Vuck up against MBK Goat. Rank number 2 v rank number 3, actually, in Primetime MMA. Still very high up there. Goat recently challenging for a belt, and so did Vuck. Were not able to get past the mighty Smudger, but they believe they have the tools, and they want to bounce back from that here this evening, continuing to put their name forward for the top end of this division, and showing why they belong.
Yeah, man. I mean, they're having a classic showdown here. Once again, we're at welterweight, and like I said, like you said just now, man, number 3 versus number 2. You got Vuck at 5-2. You got Goat at 6-3. Both of these guys want to get another shot at that title. And we may have a new character coming in. Just got added into the game. Shavkat. And I'm going to let you say the last name because I don't got it in my arsenal.
Rachmanov. There you go, Rachmanov.
That's
There you
exactly
go.
what I was about to say.
There, you would have said it right, bro. That's how I'm going to say it anyway. And I'm going to say it like it's right. So even if it's not, it's right now, you know. But it's a good pick, man. We've not seen anybody use him so far, and I imagine he's a pretty tricky opponent to to kind of get matched up against in this division.
Oh, for sure. And if this guy's trying to use him anything like he does in real life, we should see a show here. We should see a little firefight. Gilbert Burns, we know he can throw the hands. We also know he has very dangerous ground game, especially his submissions. So if the fight does go to the ground, that could be an advantage that we're seeing Buck take there.
Oh, nice.
Or excuse me, Goat has Burns.
Yeah, of course. That jiu-jitsu is strong with Gilbert Burns. But he's getting busy with those hands right now. Because Rachmanov be a little bit more, active on his feet, moving a little bit more kind of cleanly. Right now, he finds himself in the range of Goat MMA. We did have the absolute legendary J Dime TV in the chat earlier on saying that Vuk is a fantastic competitor, but he believes that his I was going to say student, but his client, if you will, in GOAT of MMA, is just that next level and maybe stepping up. But for my money out here, GOAT, Vuk doing a great job of landing his combinations right now, doing a brilliant job of maybe even putting himself ahead at this early point of the round.
Yeah, the last 30 to 40 seconds for Vuk was very good. Started landing a couple of shots. You see him right here continuing that, starting to break down the block, starting to let some shots go at the head. But what I was about to say, Burns has already landed a couple of them nice leg kicks. He's timed them off of his punches, and right there he checked that kick, and he's already got one leg rock.
Challenging the leg, trying to go for the knee to the body, being a little bit dirty in there. But I have to say, I like the way the Vuk Gaming is, attacking the body, man. He's doing it really, really well, and kind of being sneaky with the elbows behind it as well.
Yeah, for sure, but he's got to be careful. I would not be throwing that lead leg kick anymore. If you want to damage his legs, try that back leg a couple of times. Try to avoid getting it checked, because so far that's what's took a lot of that health from his leg. Taking 2 leg checks, and them hurt for sure.
Mm-hmm. Attacking. He's very long, isn't he? Like Rachmanov. Oh my God!
Oh man, that was beautiful. That was fast. But like you mentioned earlier, more body work coming from Vuk, and that's a smart idea. He has a little bit of a stamina advantage already. We're only in the first round, and we still have a whole minute left in this round.
Yeah, doing absolutely. Oh my God, and he's starting to let go with the hands as well. I mean, some of those kicks were really, really nicely timed. He seems to be the slower fighter out of the two of them, but there's more impact, more pop on those punches. I have to say that combination, once again, is money. It's happened a few times here this evening. Burns utilizing it very, very well, and it's been his best technique so far in a fight that's getting a little bit difficult for him out here, Goat.
Oh yeah, I mean, so far this is turning into a dogfight, and we're clearly seeing one of Goat's strategies is to take those legs out. Even with the switch stance, it does not matter to him. He's going to continue to throw them leg kicks. So he's looking to take the legs out from up under him, maybe reduce that kick power a little bit, maybe help him out in the long run, get a leg kick finish. You never know here, but I definitely think that was Goat's round number 1.
Oh, 100%. He was incredibly active. I felt momentum was maybe starting to shift a little bit towards the end of it, but you can tell that Goat is motivated and looking to, put a big point on this evening. This is a guy that's actively calling that he believes that he should be one of the next guys up for the belt, and he's trying to prove why that may be the case against a big top-ranked opponent here this evening.
Absolutely. I mean, like we said earlier, he's already number 2 in the rankings. A win right here would move him to 7-3, and here comes those submissions. He lets it go very quickly, though. Like you said, he is looking to put on a performance, looking to get that title shot again, and so far, it's looking like it may end up in that direction as he takes Crucifix. That's dangerous, and he gets a denial. Uh-oh.
He's 1 to 2 fights away from getting that opportunity if he can do something big here this evening with the slicing elbows, making it absolutely hell for Vuk Gaming on bottom. He is trying to shrimp, he is trying to move around out here, but this ground and pound really starting to stack up, Goat. It's actually getting real savage.
It's getting nasty, and we know Burns has punching power. Like in real life against his fight with Usman, I mean, he had Usman hurt. hurt. And you're seeing some of that power coming through here. He's already starting to wear and tear on that block. He's throwing hard ground and pound here. I mean, GOAT is looking very, very good right now.
Yes, sir. Isn't able to get the takedown in that position. Now gets stunned with the right hand from hell. Sits him down with the uppercut. Yeah, that beautiful GOAT. Ground and pound may get the job done.
This might be it. No, he survives. Wow. That was 1 to 2 more punches away from being game over right there, but he does survive.
I understand how people do it, bro. How they survive in those situations. Oh my God.
Momentum shifted. You remember at the end of round 1, you made that comment that you felt that momentum start shifting towards Vuck, and the same thing has happened here in round 2. Early on, good for Burns, but as the round goes on, we're seeing Vuck with some momentum here.
Yeah, and this is actually a decent submission attempt. The stamina is low. Can he track him well? Maybe a little bit more difficult than anticipated. Of course, GOAT of MMA. Very well versed when it comes to submissions and all-round grappling, but so is Vuck for that matter. He has a fair few submissions on his resume.
Yeah, he has a stamina extremely low right now, but Burns is really showing his submission defense here.
Yep.
Immediately takes top mount. Great transitions there. Only got 35 seconds to work with, though, so you got to start putting in some work pretty quickly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the problem is that GOAT right now, stamina is pretty low. I almost feel like his best opportunity is to just try to get the recovery in the next round, maintain his stamina, because this round is not his, bro. You know what I mean?
No,
it ain't his.
Vuck took that round with those 2 drops for sure. It should be 1-1 going into this 3rd round, and what has been a pretty good fight, man. It looked like GOAT was going to start running away with it. Not so fast as Vuck starts coming back. Puts him down twice. Should be a very interesting 3rd round here.
All to play for, brother. A little bit of a bow on both sides of the table, showing each other respect as they touch gloves for the 3rd and final round. Activity is here. Teammates collide, trying to fight for the opportunity of a belt in the near future. And Vuck Gaming does it in goddamn style, GOAT.
Oh, wow. That moves Vuck to 6-2. He just took out number 2 in the rankings, and with style, with a comeback. He was down, wins round number 2, comes out in round number 3, spinning heel kick to the jaw. Go to bed. Wow.
To the land of wind and whispers. GOAT of MMA has been sent. We will see him back, I am sure, but God damn, Vuck Gaming. In a fight that was 19-19 going into that round, GOAT.
Wow.
Wow.
Bro,
I'm blown away by that. Insane. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We got Dino Gamer. Shavkat is now 1-0 in primetime. Undefeated.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Hopefully, we get around to seeing Dino and, of course, Smudger in that main event. I know that he's in the chat right now. Some issues with the power out, and believe it's going to be coming back very, very soon. But the good news for us, GOAT, is that we have some sensational fights to tie us over between now and that main event. Up next, we have Naz himself, ranked number 3 in the Xbox division, former champion in both the Primetime and ESFL. 7-3 currently this season, going up against the undefeated prospect in Pigeon Scout. And I'm pretty sure you won't know him as intricately. Let me tell you about Pigeon Scout over here, GOAT. Pigeon Scout is a guy that has always had sensational striking, really brings it to the octagon. He got banned for a little while and reformed himself, if you will, came back stronger than ever. And since he's been back, he's shown that he doesn't just have the hands anymore. He can grapple with the best of them and has been putting on a full showcase of mixed martial arts, taking out top flight competitors and earning himself an opportunity to battle against Naz for the opportunity of a belt next week out. He will be fighting either him or Naz, the winner of Trickzzy and Leloh, for the Xbox Championship next week. Stakes could not be higher as these two guys meet out. Bro, I'm ready. These guys are ready. I'm sure you are too.
What a matchup. Cejudo versus Jan. Really, this is going to be interesting. Nas, I think everyone knows Nas. When UFL was up and running and it was at its highest, Nas was one of those people who was always at the top of the leaderboards. He's a name that I remember vividly sticking out. And like you just said, man, Pigeon is undefeated, 3-0, number 7 in the ranks. This is a big jump for him, but if he can win this, really solidifying his name. He's going to move to 4-0, definitely going to probably jump in that top 5. Very massive matchup here. And like you said, this is the #1 contender matchup for that belt.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Ah, well, brother, the time is here. Henry Cejudo gets the Osotogari trip in the first round. What? I mean, that's
I'm
not what
wondering
Pigeon...
if we're going to see Jan try to get that back. I know he does have the Osotogari as well, so might see a little bit of sportsmanship, a little playmanship out there at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if he fake glove touched him there or not, but as you see, Pigeon Scout was not saying, nah, you ain't separating, bro. You came into this world, we gonna scrap it out. Good work from Pigeon, man. He didn't let him separate so far, but Naz, being the veteran he is, continues to be active, gets it postured up, and maintaining some top control with Henry Cejudo early in this first round.
Yeah, for sure. And this is what I'm waiting on right here. I want to see these guys throw hands because I know Nas can throw them hands with anybody, but with Jan, I mean, Jan's like a mini tank. I mean, he is hard to put down in this game.
Yeah, for sure. He went for the Osotogari
There
a little
it
bit too
is.
far away. Gets done himself. I honestly, one thing Pigeon maybe had issues with in the past was we spoke about it earlier. Some fighters have issues with the emotional side of playing the game when you get kind of somebody gets you frustrated. Pigeon has previously had fallen victim to that, but I actually feel like the advancements he's made has so far shown that he is been able to risen above that. But these combinations from Naz, they're really good early, bro.
Yeah, man, they're no joke. And we've seen Pigeon already throw that switch kick a few times, but right there, man, Nas overwhelming that block, getting some good damage to the head. And Jan returning. Pigeon is returning. He's trying to hold his own here. This could turn out to be a banger of a fight.
Oh, he's now getting the hands going in return. Eee.
This is looking like one of them fights where it could be every time we think one person starts to hold control, the other person says absolutely not. This is looking like it could be a very good back and forth fight here.
Yeah, and everything I said earlier about Pigeon's kind of the emotional side, that is all true, but let me kind of add one thing to that for you, Goat. Although it does sometimes, kind of quite clearly have an effect on the way that he plays, that does not stop him persevering through it. Like, he isn't a guy that gives up in a fight. He may get a bit emotional, a little bit, frustrated in spots, but you see him being able to almost kind of control that in real time and find his way back into the fight every time he steps out here. And as you can see right now, he's doing a really good job of accounting for himself and working through these grappling exchanges so that he can get back to his bread and butter and try and get these strikes going with Peter Yan on the feet. Never mind, brother. Pick your poison.
Wow. That came out of nowhere. This is looking bad, but good defense. Good defense on the ground. Only ate a couple of shots there. That turned around quickly as this round is coming to an end. Only about 10 seconds left, and he is letting hammers fly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, bro. Right now, Naz UFC saying to Pigeon, pick your poison. On the feet, on the mat, he's at his neck right now. Pigeon, obviously, maybe a little bit concerned about that Osotogari trip. You have Rinny in the chat stating that Pigeon needs to switch stance to avoid that trip, if you will, or that takedown, and that's a very, very astute point. Obviously, coming into this round, though, he does have a stamina advantage, and although it's still very close, he could now start to try and turn it up and put the pressure on him to try and melt that down.
100%, but while there is a small stamina advantage, there's a small head advantage for Cejudo, who's added onto it there with these combos. But like you said, man, Pigeon's not going anywhere. He's not running. He's not doing anything crazy. He's landing his own shots as well. And with the power of Jan, and right there, look at Nas stuffing the Osotogari. But with the power of Jan, man, that head health can go from 80-90% to about 20, and very quickly here almost gets dropped.
Yeah, as you call it. Oh my god, the speed is absolutely sensational, but he gets him with the trip again. And right now for Naz UFC, that seems to be an employable technique that's having absolutely untold amounts of success. In this second round, that's the third or fourth time that it has landed 100% success rate, and it allows him to just, chip away at that head health, putting Pigeon in a kind of deficit, even if he's able to get back to the feet. It's, difficult. Once again, Pigeon is doing a good job of defending, but just the accumulative damage from some of these round exchanges playing massively into Naz's favor right now.
Yeah, absolutely right, man. But we see Pigeon on top, so now I'm curious to see, is he going to try to land his own ground and pound? Is he going to try to get his own control time? He does not. He stands back up. He wants to put some pain on Cejudo for what he's done to him so far.
Yeah,
they are trading in that pocket, though. When they both meet and they decide to throw, man, they just let them hands fly.
I mean, my God, Pigeon right now, his hand's looking good. Getting caught in a couple of combinations. He doesn't want to get a little bit too over content, but see things like that, the elbows, he's just interrupting the clinch attempts and the like very, very well. Almost striking on the offbeat up against Naz right now, kind of catching him mid-animations. Gotta be careful of that Sotogari again, or a potential double leg coming his way.
1000%, but man, like you said, the way he sidestepped that clinch attempt and drilled that elbow into his face, man, it's just that he's making his adjustments, he's making his reads, but right there, that Sotogari again, and I go back to your point, to what Rennie said in the chat. I agree. I think he should swap his stances. He's having no success at actually stopping it as he almost gets taken out.
Yeah,
I would swap stances for sure.
Well, one thing that Naz is very, very good at is he maximizes the damage on the mat. A lot of people, when they're down there, they struggle with getting the right sort of balance between ground and pound and position. But Naz knows that he is, very, very good at getting people to the mat. His takedown timing is very, very good. So he'll let it go, but on the feet, it's a bit of a different thing. Pigeon Scout letting it go with Pidian, getting rock after rock.
Yeah, you can definitely see. Oh, how did Cejudo stay awake? How did he stay on his feet?
Well, the guy has a chin. He was standing forward there with his hands down, leaning to the side, and he ate one after the buzzer, brother. And he was still standing.
Man, what a great, this fight turned out to be what we figured it would in that first round, where they're just starting to go back and forth. Right now, Jan's hurt.
Oh,
these guys are trading shots as he drops them.
Double knees to the body, uppercut on the exit. This might be it.
That was a knee. This could be it right here. Just barely hanging on. Nas is putting on a full showcase right here. Not only can I strike with you, I can bully you on the ground as well, man. He's really looked good today.
Yeah, even the little bunny shots right there had the referee telling Pidian that he needed to do something or he would stop the fight. So he's not going to take too many of these big ground and pound bombs.
Out. Yes.
Do you know what that means, GOAT? Naz gets another W in his side of the win column. Now 8-3 and has secured himself a title opportunity against the winner of the co-main event of this evening. So, of course, if you don't know, if you're joining late, have not seen the promotional materials around it, BFAP Trickzzy up against Leloh in that co-main event. Whoever wins that battle now has the daunting task of fighting Naz as their first defense. What a performance that was. This guy has always been at the top end of the equation, Ghost, but I have to say, he seems to have leveled up even still.
Yeah, when you don't think it's possible for somebody to get better, he proves you wrong again, man. He's gotten much better since the last time I've seen him fight, and he was already top tier. That was, and Pigeon was no slouch either. We're not going to sit here and act like Pigeon didn't put on a good performance as well, but Nas just overwhelmed him. That was a good fight, but shout out to Nas. He really put it together in that fight.
Oh, certainly, brother, certainly. Honestly, the pace of this evening has been absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. These guys up next are also in the same position as Naz up against Pigeon Scout in that last one. They are fighting for an opportunity to challenge for the belt next. Of course, it is the one and only Word Life up against Smoke vs 3-1 v 3-0. There is just as a little bit of background information. Okay, Currently they are having a little bit of a quality issue on their stream. It's kind of genuinely, it is. I'll show you. I'll show you. So it's not the best picture quality. So rather than playing like you've kind of got like a smidge in your eye or something like that, we are going to get these guys to just quickly get that corrected as we go into that next one. I think it's a good opportunity for us again, Goat, just to have a little bit of a look forward at the next couple of fights. We alluded to it throughout the night. Of course, we have had the the analyst booth beautifully eloquated by Ginger and Doctor earlier as they broke down the fights. But for my money, as we kind of look into this going forward, okay, B3 Word Life up against Smoke vs 3-0 v 3-1. These are, of course, a contenders matchup as mentioned. Word Life undefeated, representing the B3 boys. Smoke representing a relatively new camp to Primetime MMA and VS, who has been making waves. Honestly, 6 v 12. It's a sensational fight. I wonder, once again, only because you fight on the PlayStation side of things, I know you maybe have not been actively playing recently, have you come across Word Life or Smoke personally yourself?
Personally have not heard of Word Life. I see he's got the B3, so I'm assuming he's with the Bang Bang Boys, and that kind of gives me a little bit of an idea about what I'm going to see, but I actually have not ran into neither one of these guys. I've been playing UFC. I'm just not exactly at the level that these guys are on, so I have not ran into neither one of them, but I'm expecting to see a high-level match here. Number one contender matchup, like you pointed out. They're fighting at lightweight here, so a lot of different matchups we can see. I'm very excited to see what they got going on here. And like you said, it is for the belt. It is for a shot at the belt, so the stakes cannot be higher.
Well, as I was doing that, we don't actually need to go too much into the co-main or the main event. We will get back to them. The quality is now upgraded, brother. We got that 4K going on. They're ready to go.
There
Smoke
we go.
PS Word Life. This is a little better, right? Imagine we run in on the last one. That would have been painful, but at least we get to see who is who and who's throwing what right now.
And we're seeing Smoke maybe going with that 5-star Islam. I personally cannot use him that well, but he is a beast if you know how to use him. And once again, we're seeing that touch of death. Conor McGregor, only 4-star at lightweight, but does not make a difference. That left hand is going to drill you regardless of what weight class he's at.
It really, really is, bro. Now, obviously, this is, going to be grappling v striking. The thing that, though, is that Islam isn't Khabib, right? He does actually have some decent striking on this game, especially. And I feel like, doesn't he have a switch kick? I don't use him too often, but I'm pretty sure I've seen him come up with like switch kicks and stuff like that, which are a little bit unique, and he just has a bit more snap to them. But obviously he doesn't want to be on the feet for too long up against Word Life in this situation. But just having that at his disposal could play dividends in this fight, whilst mixing in the grappling sort of threat that, of course, Islam brings to the table.
Yeah, and like you said, this is going to be another battle, kind of like Bang Bang and Hammer that led off the whole card. We got a striker, and we got somebody who's going to probably try to grapple, and it's another who can instill that game plan. Better word, already stuffed in that first takedown. Good combo.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And he drops him early, man.
Elbow return from Smoke. He's entering back with a couple of good shots, and of course Islam does have some actual pop in his punches as well. But Conor McGregor, just such a threat on the feet. He does not want to keep him standing for too long, so gets a takedown early. Smart move from Smoke here, Goat.
Yeah, very smart move. He already got hurt. Once again, the elephant in the room. We've literally been saying it all night. Conor McGregor's power is absolutely no joke. He's already hurt him in less than we got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this round. He's already got a rock. So I would expect to see Smoke try to put in some ground time here, try to get his control time up, get some damage on that mat, because on the feet, McGregor is looking sharp early.
Yeah, looking good, keeping the pressure up, and making this cage feel very claustrophobic, I would imagine. That was pretty spicy, bro.
Hey, I like this Conor McGregor. Go ahead, looking like the old hungry McGregor, throwing anything that'll reach. I like it.
So, actually doing a really good job of management on his range as well. Of course, on the opposite side of the occasion, Smoke is attacking the cardio, the body health of Conor McGregor very, very well. As a couple of combinations let fly from Conor. I mean, the cage cut in on point. Go, just
Yeah, he's keeping his back against that cage, and it's where you do not want to be against anybody like McGregor, anybody who's got that power, them boxing combinations. The last place you want to find yourself is you're back up against that cage. But like you continue to say, man, Word is really doing a good job of cutting that cage off so far.
Yeah, it is absolutely something else. The front kick. Oh my God, the elbow! Oh, boom!
He drops him, puts his hands behind his back, showboats a little bit before he goes in for the finish.
Bro, the confidence to go with that, bro. That you want, bro. You gotta be feeling yourself out there to do that shit. And Word Life is not a guy that lacks in confidence, I tell you that.
Oh, hey, look at there. You see Smoke return with the elbow. Not quite the damage that got done to him as he gets hurt again. Uppercut City. They're landing like it's Mark Diaz versus McGregor in real life. Them uppercuts finding a home, smashing his face in. Not quite.
Oh,
he stands up from top mount. Just says, get up. I want more.
Need to go.
15 seconds left in this first round. What an amazing, just gunslinging first round out here for Word, and I saw a lot of Word slander in the chat, so I'm kind of curious to see what these guys are thinking after that first round.
Yeah, he is killing it out here, go. Like, he is killing it. We don't expect anything less from the B3 boys, right? But like Word Life, especially on this PlayStation side of things, a lot of the B3 boys are on Xbox. He is like a standout performer on the PlayStation side of things. They said from the, like, before he even started competing, they were like, watch out for Word Life. He's going for that belt. And I can see why, man. He is doing fantastic. He has that extra fire lit under his ass, so that's the way it feels. He has that O next to his name. Maybe that's what it is. He doesn't want that O to go, but don't count out Smoke. I'm just saying that Word Life right now seems like he's kind of built different.
Oh yeah, man, he's really showing and putting on a showcase for himself. And we got Humbleding saying that's his favorite. Word Life is his favorite to have a close fight with Smudger, who is the 10-0 champion right here, as we're seeing more work getting put in by Word Life.
Oh my God, bro.
Goodness. Going to the body, going up top. He's just tearing him up right now.
Throw in the towel, brother. Throw in the goddamn towel.
We need the team to go ahead and toss that white towel in there. This one's looking a little rough here.
I mean, look, never say never, but goddamn, it is close to never, bro. Word Life is chambering up combinations right now.
And with this pressure he's putting on him, he's forcing the shots out of Makhachev. Look at that. That could have been dangerous for both of them. But he drops him again.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to go for the finish? He's going for the finish, and he knocks him out. Ground and pound, smashes his face in for the win. Word Life, a completely dominant performance here to top off this main card and to jump us into these co-main and main events. Wow. Word Life, what a performance.
Beautifully said, brother. Like, Word Life just killing the goddamn game here this evening. In a night that has been stacked to holy hell, goat, and it's difficult to say this, that might be performance of the night. That might be performance of the night. Like, there's a few guys in contendership for it, but doesn't get much cleaner than that, right? Him, Intro, like, they're standing out, man. He basically took almost no damage.
Yeah, going into that second round, I never got to point it out because, McGregor just kept dropping them. But, that was a major head advantage already going into that second round. Word Life looked perfect right there. Shout out to the B3. Shout out to the Bang Bang Bullies because they got him ready for this fight, and he showed up. Another one of the guys who showed up when the spotlight was on.
Yes, sir. He's now 4-0, and he will be fighting the winner of the main event here this evening. With that all being said, brother, as sensational as the fights have been already, we still have a couple, the main ones if you will, left to go. BFAP Trickzzy is going to be fighting up next, and he will be against Leloh. Leloh is a young man rising through the ranks of primetime MMA right now. He has been saying for the longest times in DMs, in the Twitch chat, in the general chats, in the Discord, he is the one to take this away from the champion BFAP Trickzzy. We seen in the analyst booth as well there, Goat, that, you know, he's been training with the likes of Ginger and Matty and so on behind the behind the thing. I can't think of the word for it, but you know what I mean.
Behind the scenes?
Yeah, behind the scenes. That's it, brother. That's it. I got lost for a second. And he has truly elevated his game. They've been telling me that we have not seen the best of Leloh yet, and that's a scary thought for anybody, considering the fact that he has made his way to a championship opportunity. If we've not seen the best yet, I think we're about to.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. They're the co-main for a reason. Trickzzy is the champion at 8-1. Leloh trying to take that belt from him at 6-1. Another lightweight matchup here. We see Poirier, we see McGregor, the dream matchup. Of course, they fought 3 times in real life. I'm very, very curious to see which one of these guys can take control of that octagon and really, really just enforce their plan on the feet. I wouldn't imagine we're going to see too much grappling here. Yeah. You might see a little bit out of Poirier, but should be a banger on the feet, and I am ready for this.
Yes, sir, brother. This would have been a main event on any other night, of course. We kind of go back-to-back PlayStation Championship on who's main eventing. You know, it's neck and neck. They're so high level. You know that you are going to see beautiful artistry of mixed martial arts displayed right here. One of my favorites, GOAT, one of my favorites in Cub Swanson, describes it as beautiful destruction. And I'm telling you, that is what we expect when these guys step into the octagon. Leloh, Trickzzy, Smudger, Dino, that's what they bring to the table. It's why they are so entertaining to watch, and it's why they are able to elevate themselves to that next level. And they continue to do so, keeping themselves ahead of the competition.
Oh man, you're absolutely right, and this just speaks to the volume of fighters at primetime. The fact that you have a champion who's 8-1, a contender who's 6-1, and they're the co-main. I mean, that speaks to the volume of the fighters here at primetime, man. We have a lot of killers, and we're about to see a performance of a lifetime, perhaps, here out of Trickzzy and Leloh.
Yes, sir. Honestly, man, like I love what both guys bring to the table. They are such entertaining fighters. I never bet against Trickzzy because I've called his fights for too long, but I have never heard such buzz behind a fighter like Leloh. From all the guys that are doing shit behind the scenes, he has everything, or so I hear. He just has to be careful to mind his P's and Q's and not let the moment get to him, because this is a big moment, the biggest opportunity he's had so far.
Yeah, and coming out early, we already see a couple of leg attacks. We see that McGregor has a little bit chipped off of that lead leg, but it's another. Hey, check the leg kick there. It's going to be who lands that first power shot to figure out who's going to get that control of the octagon. So far, Poirier is just taking it, but right here, he's giving it. He's telling them to come forward.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's a 3-round fight.
They're restarting the fight. That makes sense. They were in a 3-round fight. I was going to say, we've seen a couple of 5-round fights end in 3 here this evening there, GOAT, but this is actually meant to be scheduled as a 5-round fight, so they're going to re-invite each other.
This is the one that's supposed to go to those championship rounds, and they had it as the 3. Got to get the little quick restart. Shouldn't take too long. Not nothing that we can't handle.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Exactly. Well, we'll switch across right back to the other screen just for a moment. Shouldn't be there for too long. But yeah, like I said, that first, we only had about 45 seconds, right, to play with right there as they opened up that round. But the way that they were starting out, Trickzzy seems like he wants to bring a very pressure-heavy game in this fight. He normally kind of does the almost like the Lomachenko sort of vibe. He kind of takes the first round or 2 off and makes his reads, and then really looks to turn it up later. But he was starting that round out kind of in a different way, just a lot more aggressively. I don't know if that's maybe trying to capitalize on kind of Leloh's lack of these higher spots. You know, this is the biggest moment he's had, so maybe he's trying to put it on him early to really, really kind of put the challenger on the back foot. But now, of course, Leloh's had an opportunity to read that, and it allows him to maybe make some adjustments coming into the first part of this first round.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, this is the biggest spot for Leloh. Trickzzy is the champion. He's been here before. If he comes out the gate swinging, comes out fast, there's a chance that he really does get Leloh caught up in the pressure, too much watching instead of reacting. And if he can get him there, and he can get him into these places where he's just overwhelming him, it could get ugly. But it's like you said, man, we have not heard hype about someone like Leloh in a long time. So I'm expecting him to be able to get through that adversity, and we should see a very good fight here.
Yeah, apologies on missing the opening 10 seconds of that round and a minor malfunction, but hopefully it should now be corrected. And we can witness the co-main event of the season, the Xbox Championship GOAT. Right here, right now, Tone on the left, that is Leloh. Of course, the reigning champion on the right-hand side is Dustin motherfucking Poirier. He is trying to press the octagon once again, trying to cut off the cage. Doing a good job, but of course has to be wary of the left hand of Conor McGregor and the absolute devastating force that it lands.
Oh, 100%. But in this fight, it's both ways. Poirier carries extreme power as well. We know he's going to attack that front leg. We know he's going to put in work. We know he's going to throw them combinations as Poirier does in real life. So it's like I said last time, I'm expecting it to be whoever lands that big shot first is going to end up taking control of that octagon, and it's up to the other person to get it back.
Certainly, brother, certainly. Like I said, non-traditional start for Trickzzy right now. Seems to be a lot more active than normal. I actually think this is a pretty smart approach. I mean, if you're the veteran, right, you want to try and rely on that veteran savvy and the ability to go those 5 rounds. But then again, it could play the other way, and you could walk onto the challenger's fist.
Look at this. Oh, my goodness.
I'm going to shut up, bro. I don't know what's going on.
It's like we've been saying, the power of McGregor is no joke, but it's like I said as well, the power of Poirier is no joke neither, man. He can turn it around and put it right back on you. So both of these guys, I mean, McGregor landed the first big shot, immediate return from Trickzzy. And I think that is that veteran poise. He knew he had to get it back, and he got it back immediately. And he's still continuing with that pressure. This is looking like it's going to be a, oh, what a duck and a counter.
Timing, brother. The timing on that was absolutely something else. The young challenger getting all he can handle. He got the rock. He got the first rock out here, go. But somehow, some way, Trickzzy has got 2 back in response. There's a lot of time left on this fight, brother, and we've already had 3 or 4 rocks. Only 5 minutes down.
I mean, we still got 20 more minutes in this fight, man. We got 30 seconds left in this first round. There's nothing that's stopping more big shots from landing in this first with the way that they're going. We could see more drops. We could see more throwers. We got 15 seconds left. Let's see how they close this round out.
Yes, sir. Of course, interesting to note, we cannot see Leloh's stamina at this stage, but you've got to imagine with, you know, Conor's traditional issue with cardio, the fact that he threw almost the same amount of shots but took more damage. He could be suffering coming into the second, and obviously there's a lot of time left. I don't know that to be the case, but just as a speculative observation as we approach the second round.
Yeah, 100%. We're seeing Conor come out in the southpaw this time, staying in southpaw, which is good.
Definitely where you want to be. Of course, it opens up different types of techniques that are available. That calf kick is going to be available, the rear calf kick. He will be able to set that up and try to attack that if he gets the opportunity. The oblique kick from the front leg may be there as well. And as you can see, you know, Leloh is trying to play a little bit more rangy and then burst with explosions on the inside. But the footwork right now and the ring generalmanship of Trickzzy has been fantastic. Although Leloh does a good job of reversing their go.
Yeah, that was interesting right there. Was not expecting that. Trickzzy getting the takedown. A lot of time on this clock. 3 minutes and 35 seconds is a long time to have top position here, and having McGregor on his back is exactly where you want him.
Exactly right, and the cumulative damage of the non-stop little bunny shots can actually add up quite nicely over the course of a full 5 minutes should you be able to hold those positions. And as I've mentioned many a time in the past, Swift Trickzzy being the champion he is, being the absolute legend within the community that he has become, it should be no surprise that he is absolutely devastating on the mat as he is on the feet. But people continue to be surprised when he gets you. It's hard to get him off you, and he does actually work very actively. As I say that though, the prodigy takes his back, goat. What the hell, bro?
I feel like every time we think we know something, someone just turns it around. It's been happening to us all night. McGregor gets back to the feet, and a lot of time left. Only was there for a minute, man. We still got 2 minutes left in this round. We're seeing McGregor swap to orthodox, perhaps because his right leg is hurt. We know Trickzzy was leading in on those leg kicks in the first fight before they had to swap, and he's continuing that with that left leg as well. Could already have some damage to that lead leg.
Yeah, you're very, very right out there, bro. That I think that it is damaged. I know that Ginger was saying in the chat earlier he believes that that leg is damaged out to Leloh as well. I don't want to call it out too much because he is now landing flurries, and I don't want to put out that negative juju out there. The commentary curse is quite evidently real, Goat.
You're not lying about that one, man. It's been insane what we've been doing. We've been calling the right calls, and then boom, it gets changed right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, honestly, the intangibles of mixed martial arts is ever changing. It's a it's a puzzle with high kind of physical consequences, the Joe Rogan line, but either way, brother, these guys leaving it all in the cage. We got 35 seconds in the second round, multiple rocks, multiple drops, both guys cut, and he sits him down.
Hand. Oh my. I mean, he put that clean on his jaw, drops him with less than 30, and we got 10 seconds left. Let's see if we're going to see a little bit of a stand and trade here. Doesn't look like it. McGregor landed a nice combination at the end of the round there, though.
Yeah, he is, Leloh is 100% in there. I can see why this guy had a lot of support in the background. He is a gnarly competitor. He has risen to this occasion and, really, really earned his spot in this co-main event, challenging for this belt. He is still in this fight, but of course the champion is really, really executing right now.
Wow.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, Trickzzy has started to put it on. I mean, look at Trickzy's health and look at his stamina. I mean, he is not taking much damage. He's not tired, and he has thrown and landed a lot. He's done a lot of damage. And right here, hurts him again. Drops him again. Going for the kill.
Well, that's it.
Oh, he smashes his face in.
And still, brother. And still, BFAP Trickzzy. This guy built freaking different, Goat. I'm telling you, he's a phenom, unlike no other.
Yeah, that's a mad man, and he's the PlayStation side, right?
Xbox champion. Yeah, Trickzzy.
Thank God, because I'm on PlayStation. Hallelujah. Trickzzy, I don't want to fight you. That man looked insane. We got some people in the chat saying, watching Conor get beat like that hurts my heart. He got victimized. Other people saying he will be back. I'm sure Leloh's going to turn that around. I'm sure we'll see him back in the tops again. But Trickzzy putting on performance of a lifetime right there.
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
amazing fight.
He took a really, really dangerous up and coming kind of threat like Leloh incredibly seriously. You saw it in the way that he approached that fight. He was active. He pressed the action very, very quickly. And there's a reason that Trickzzy is known as the pound for pound GOAT. He's not currently pound for pound number one on the rankings. That is the next man we are about to see. However, he has got the biggest record in primetime history, 12 straight victories. And that is, of course, what NM Smudger, the reigning PlayStation champion, is trying to accomplish over these next couple of fights. He is going to be going 10-0 currently, putting that O on the line, trying to go up against, unfortunately, not Dino Gamer. I'm sure you guys have seen in the chat, he's been speaking in there. There isn't a possibility of him being able to compete tonight, so I'm sure we'll see that fight down the line. But we actually have an incredibly dangerous man stepping up. I believe undefeated. I will get this word from the back, but I think he is currently 3-0, maybe 4-0 in that division, and that is the one and only Cole. He is a striking threat through and through. He likes to go out there with Conor McGregor, and he may be able to get that done in this welterweight weight class.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is Cole is actually 5-2, and I believe he's ranked number 4 in the ranking. So no, not a joke at all. These guys are going to be fighting at light heavyweight for the champ. But when you're going against Smudger, who's 10-0, looking to go 11-0 tonight, who's clearly been dominant so far on his championship reign. What have you seen out of him that's a weakness? What have you seen that Cole could possibly grab onto and really run with it here? So
you will probably never really hear me say this about another person outside of maybe Trickzzy. He doesn't do shit wrong, GOAT. He doesn't do shit wrong. You're not going to beat this guy if you're waiting on him to make a mistake. You need to take, all of the things that go well for him and turn them against him. It's not mistakes aren't going to happen. You need to make it, but because of him, you need to make them happen because of what you're doing. I feel like a lot of people are now getting caught into the the figure that is becoming Smudger. He is a dangerous man. He's got a 10-0 record. That is an intimidating thing, but Cole has confidence, unlike no man. He's not going to allow that to beat him, or even the kind of sparring match record that they had coming into this one. He takes this opportunity seriously and believes in his ability to separate the champion from his consciousness. I know it's harder said than done, but as you can see, he's starting to land some good shots, and if he takes his time and picks his shots, he could start to find the mark with that left hand to turn Leon's lights off.
Well, 100%. And I've actually fought Cole before. He was in SDK for a little bit, which is the camp I'm in, so I had some spars with him, and like most of the guys I've said today, he kind of beat the piss out of me. But yeah, I understand this dude is very elite. He's at the top of the top. He is a goon. But, I mean, it's kind of like you said, a guy like Smudge, a guy like Trickzzy, these guys don't really make mistakes. So we got to see Cole go forward and force them mistakes out of him. Force him to maybe start leaning away from that left hand. And instead of throwing that left hand, throwing the hook, we got to see him force the mistakes from Smudger as Smudger takes him down, laying inside control.
Nice. Wow, bro. Now, this is one of the things about Smudger, right, is that everybody knows how fucking fantastic this guy is on the feet out here. Just lands crispy striking, makes it look effortless. But then if he does start getting into any sort of trouble, he does just like to put his opponents on the mat, and more often than not he's able to hold it there. But Cole showing his veteran savvy and getting that reversal, very nice.
Yeah, and one thing I'm noticing early, we still have 2 minutes left, and we know Conor McGregor's gas tank is not the best, but he has the advantage over Edwards by a good substantial amount, considering it's only been 3 minutes in this fight.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I should go
Another shot to the body.
Yeah, I was going to say that body work, it's starting to actually do some nice accumulative damage early. If you look at it, Smudger, the champion, actually had a stamina deficit pretty early in this first round. It's odd to see Conor McGregor actually have a stamina advantage.
Agreed. And what's going to end up happening is the more shots he lands to the body, the more shots are going to open up top. And the elephant in the room, once again, you can only take so many from McGregor.
My God. They're doing a good job. He's switching stances. He's getting back into the southpaw stance. Very, very smart. Obviously showing that he is engaged in the moment. Nothing is getting by him, and he continues to dig to the well, and Smudger's recognizing that and trying to get some back. But when you're behind stamina on Conor McGregor, it can be a little bit harder than you'd think to get back into that fight. He's a guy that once he's ahead, he's a front runner for sure, basically.
Yeah, for sure. All the names, Dino has had some connection issues. He's having some issues over there. He could not make the fight today. That's why Cole stepped in on last minute and is putting on a great performance so far. Really had a great first round. But yeah, Dino was not quite able to make it today. That's why Cole stepped in his place.
Yeah, exactly right. I believe in South Africa they have restrictions on the electricity. Unfortunately, something was called in and enforced, and he isn't able to have that electricity on right now. So we do apologize. Like I said, that will be booked again in the future, but I'm sure it will be at least. Either way, we have been met with, honestly, from what I'm seeing in this first round, in that first round, the most dangerous threat to Smudger's entire run so far, bro. This is the first time we've seen him at a deficit. First time ever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we even have some people in the chat thinking that Cole won that first round, and I think I lean with them. I do think I gave round one to Cole. If you gave it to Smudge, I mean, it's not like it was a clear winner. It wasn't a domination by either guy, but they definitely have both put in shots. But even still, coming in this second round, there's a clear stamina advantage for McGregor, which is just odd to see.
It's truly, brother. Oh my God, but then again, the champion lands that left hand, gets the stun. He's got to get a bit wild out here for my money.
Yeah, that once again, this is why he's 10-0, man. He can make the adjustments, he can make the reads, and he will start coming back. But like you said, this is one of the first times we've really seen him in trouble, man. Cole showed up, and he's here to show out.
Big front kick missed, needs to compose himself, does not this is a fight where the millimeters matter. He cannot allow for any kind of any deficits to form that stamina advantage to no longer become a thing, and that's why he continues to dig to the body to try and lower those hands of Leon Edwards, and of course to continue the advantages that he has acquired up until this stage. 2 minutes 20 in this second round. Cole looking very good, but of course the champion pressing the action and looking to get back into this fight in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, Cole is really looking good. Finally somebody taking advantage of that high-rated teep that he's got. He's landed it twice in about the last 30 seconds. Cole is looking very good right now.
Yeah, I completely and utterly agree with you. The only thing I see that is potentially setting up some openings is that spinning elbow. And of course, he is kicking on the inside on occasion, which Smudger is looking to capitalize on. But with all of this being said, brother, the stamina deficit right now for Smudger is a little bit concerning. It's not like... It's not game over sort of level, but like a bit concerning, to say the least.
Oh yeah, it's a major red flag considering that Leon has 96 body health. So it's not like you can easily wear him out. And here comes McGregor. Here he comes, hurts him to the body, drops him with a body jab. Just a little touch. This is wild right now. Going into stat guard, and it's not looking good for the 10-0 champ. Wow.
Oh my god, man. If
Cole
does
is coming
this
to show up and take the champ in the 10-fight streak.
Bro,
wow.
If he does this, right, we said this before, if you beat Smudger, you don't just have to beat him once, you have to beat him twice. If any, going 10-0, defending, that's 10 defenses of the belt as well. If anybody deserves a rematch, should he lose this fight, it's him, right? But...
Oh, 1,000%.
My fucking god, I was not expecting Cole to come out like this on short notice. That is mental, brother. That is madness to me. I can't believe how well Cole is doing. We had Dino in the chat because he's on his phone right now, obviously trying to keep up with the competitions that are going, saying that he has the best stamina management in the game, and if he's performing like this, I don't disagree, brother. Look at that. It's basically full.
Yeah, I mean, it's mind-blowing, really, to have Conor, who's done so much damage and put out some output. I mean, he's not like he's shying away. He's throwing hands, but he's just landing so much that his stamina is just able to stay up high. He's avoiding the big body shots, and he's landing his own big body shots. Starting to wear away at that block. Look at that hook kick to the head. I mean, Cole is starting to flow, but you do not want to get too comfortable. Not when someone is 10-0. They can definitely come back from some adversity.
Yeah, he's feeling himself right now, and understandably so. He is currently 2 rounds up potentially 2 rounds up on the reigning champion, the pound-for-pound champion in Primetime MMA, and many others around the esporting sphere. 3 minutes 32 left on this third round. Of course, potentially championship rounds ahead. And I want to point this out. We've been speaking a lot about Cole, and that's because he is fighting his fucking socks off out here, GOAT. But as he finds himself in top mount, Smudger is not out of this. You can see he's still composed. He is just fighting an uphill battle right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't become the champion by not being able to come back from a little bit of an ass whooping, but you don't go 10-0 without having the complete composure throughout any part of the fight. So no matter how bad he gets hurt, he's always going to be composed. He's always ready to put in that lethal shot.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. He now gets across into top mount. Once again does Cole. I don't know if this is necessarily the best place for him to stay, but he is racking up wins. I have concerns over the cardio of Conor should he not be able to get these finishes.
Ooh. Good defense there at the end of that ground and pound for Smudger. It looked like he was starting to clip off, and all of a sudden he started throwing up them blocks. But man, it's the stamina management from Cole is amazing, and I know we've been talked about it twice, but it's just bizarre just seeing Conor with this type of stamina lead over Leon, who has such a high body health rating.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. And he's doing a really good job of denying right now. He's maximizing opportunities in every position, decides to separate for the final 60 seconds of this third round. Could that go in his favor or against him? Time will tell, GOAT. But I can tell you one thing. He has taken every step correct so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his head health hurt. He's got his body hurt. And it's only going to take a few big shots for this really start snowballing. But Smudge also knows that. He knows he can't take but 1 or 2 big shots before it starts going really downhill. So he's going to be very, very careful here. He's got to be coming at the end of this 3rd round.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Oh my goodness. Ending on the 3rd round.
1 second left. Wow.
Saved by the bell, my man. Saved by the bell right now. The champion having the absolute hardest fight of his freaking life, bro. Fighting for the championship. He is moments or fights away from being able to, you know, break records. What he has done is already groundbreaking, but this on short notice, Cole, bro, this is madness. I'm almost lost for words. I'm almost lost for words. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, and like I said before the fight started, I fought Cole. I understand that he is very, very good. Oh, there it is. There's that spinning elbow that we brought up earlier. Gave him a little bit of trouble early in the fight. He gets caught with it here. Doesn't look like it's going to bother him too bad, though. But Cole is coming out putting on a performance of his life. We've been talking about it all night. When the spotlight is on, who's going to show up and show out? Cole is here to show up and show out, clearly. It
definitely seems so. The block obliterated head health is gone, but as we've seen Mr. Humbledink in the chat say on a couple of occasions as he rests through his illness, Smudger is not out yet, brother. He is not out. He's got that half stamina. He's dangerous. We saw it. I mean, look. And if there's any fighter to pick to fully accentuate that, it is Leon Edwards, right? We saw what happened against Usman. That head kick might just be there, bro. Cole cannot allow himself to slip even for a second.
Oh, yeah, not for 1 second, because just like real life, like you brought up with the Usman fight. I mean, Usman had that fight won out of nowhere. Here comes a roundhouse to the head, knocked out clean. And you know Leon in UFC has some crazy kicks. So, like you said, he has to be on his P's and Q's at all times.
Woo! And the champion gets a rock. He's got the killer instinct, trying to press for that finish.
He's got the block, though.
Bro, there's actually a lot of time as well. This is the 4th round, championship rounds. And Smudger is no... Oh my god!
Oh, he gets caught with that mean one too. Goodness.
Bro, this is fucking mental. I don't, like I said, you can't count him out. He's down, he's hurt, but he's making it work, finding an opportunity to get back into this fight. Cole cannot throw it. He is ahead. He has been winning it. He has the accumulative damage, picking his shots, being defensively sound could get him the belt here this evening.
Yeah, he's just not giving Smudge a lot of opportunity to really counter him. Oh, he hurts him to the body. That's bad. Hurts him up top. Going down low. He's about to start mixing him up. Throws a body knee. Gets him to drop. This is not looking good for Smudge. How we said Smudge doesn't leave many room for error. That's how Cole is looking right now. He has not left him a lot of room to capitalize on errors right now.
Exactly, bro. And even if he gets him hurt... Oh, my...
Massive knee to the chin. He gets sat down.
Trying to get the finish. 1 or 2 shots in it.
Oh, this is crazy.
Maybe the best fight of the night, brother. This is...
His stamina might not allow him to get this. I think we will see a 4th round. I don't know if Leon's stamina, he can't throw enough ground and pound, but my goodness, that was close for the champion there.
Believe it or not, my man, that is the 4th round. These guys now going into the 5th and final frickin' round of the PlayStation Championship. Currently, the challenger is ahead. He's ahead, dude.
He's up either 3-1, maybe 4-0, probably 3-1.
yeah.
Might
be 4-1, yeah. I think
Cole's looking phenomenal, but clearly, like we've been speaking on, Smudge is no joke. I mean, this has been one of my best performances I've ever seen Cole have, and 4 rounds later, in round number 5, Smudge is still here.
Oh, he is here. He is ready, and he is trying to land something spicy, but you can see the combinations come in the way of Conor McGregor. Oh, and he's landing everything out here, GOAT. Everything.
Everything he's throwing is landing. I mean, it's exactly like Dino just said, man. Smudge has got to find a finish here. And right now, it looks like we're in Cole's world. I mean, Cole, at this point in the fight, as he hurts him again, this has got to be going according to plan until that elbow. What a head movement. Dropped.
Telling you, Smudger, much like Leon Edwards, is cut of a different ilk. He is game to the end. He will find a way to get that finish. Odds are stacked against him. There's time left, though, for both guys. As once again, Cole gets another rock.
Oh, how did he stay up from that spinning kick to the body? Wow. Uh-oh, here he comes. And this is what we was talking about. Smudger is no joke.
My God! Slept him. Walk-off finish. And new. Cole gets the job done. For a guy that wasn't on the card within the hour, GOAT, he goes from on the sidelines to holding the belt. Could not have done it any better. Performance of a fucking lifetime, brother.
Wow. And to end Leon, when we know Leon has dangerous clinch elbows, he's known for how razor sharp he is, to just knock him out with a vicious elbow to the temple. That was crazy. Smudger in the chat says he got bored.
Said he wanted a slugfest, bro. Like that's on God, like that is a performance and a half from Cole, man. Like best performance I've ever seen.
Performance of a lifetime. When the spotlight was on, he showed up. What a fight.
Bro, 1K apparently was bet. Only 1K was bet on Cole. Somebody just made some fucking bank on that, brother. They made some bank. Look, I want to take an opportunity right now to thank each and every one of the competitors for coming through. There's a lot going on today. You have all truly showed up and shown out, as we have said throughout this night. Of course, all of the guys in the back that make this thing possible. You guys obviously cannot speak to how much kind of goes on behind the scenes and the work that these guys puts in. It is truly appreciated. But for ourselves, GOAT, if you have anything to say, by all means drop it in, brother. But this has been a fantastic night of fights. Stay around for the end. We appreciate and love each and every one of you, and we will be back next week with more sensational fights of UFC 4 action.